you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show.
Check it out. St. Louis, Mound City. We are going to have a great day today
On 104.1 FM.
Let's take it from the top.
KMOX.
Good morning, all y'all. How you doing? It is the Chris and Amy Show. I was in Ohio. I just thought of this just now.
What?
On the way to Washington, D.C. over the weekend, and we stopped in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And the word on the way there, all the billboards, everything says y'all. Y'all is
in
everywhere.
Ohio?
God, I guess
they
it's
like to
Ohio
consider
and West
themselves-
Virginia and all these other places. Everything is y'all.
Ohio likes to call itself East Coast.
I mean, it is not East Coast. I don't know what they're talking
Ohio
about.
is round on the ends and high in the middle.
314-436-7900 to join the show by calling and texting voice messages. Leave those on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. You can also leave us comments on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter if you find the show's live video stream. That's where we are. We're at Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter. We also think you should download the Odyssey app and take the show with you wherever you go. And the podcast and Cardinals baseball, because it is opening week. You can listen to the Redbirds on the Odyssey app for free.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
And that roster for the Cardinals, the opening day roster, well, it is set. They've got their 26 men that they will go into the regular season with. J.J. Weatherholt is in. Nelson Velasquez is not.
Ryan Kroll had a piece in St. Louis Magazine looking at the early curfew in the city of St. Louis that we've been talking about. Now, he looks at the impact of the curfew and also talks about an extension. That would be up to elected officials, and also these parents will be held accountable if their youngsters are out and about.
13 games left for the Blues in their regular season as we're getting ready for baseball, and the Blues are still ongoing. They will play tonight against the Washington Capitals.
No, Washington.
It is? No.
With the Fed, Kevin Warsh.
It
It
really I
throws
hate it.
me off.
I do not.
It might be the thing that makes me gag the most.
His name should have to be changed to Wash.
Yes.
It's not Warsh. And he says, but it's my name. No, it's not. It's Wash.
You don't understand how upsetting this is to people in Missouri.
It's so ridiculous. Okay, so the Cardinals do have their roster, and when that happens, Amy, it's real, right? We know it's coming up because we've just spent the last month and a half knowing who most of the guys on the team who are going to be, right? But there are a handful you don't know about. There are always some surprises in spring training, especially with a team like the Cardinals who are going through a transitional period here. I mean, if you're the Dodgers, you know who's going to be on your team, pretty much from the end of the World Series. And here we are, and we know this is going to be an unusual year again for them. I guess it's become more and more usual that it's not expected to be a 90-win team or anything. Surprises can happen, but it feels real now. Opening day is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Amy and I will be broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation. That is at Ballpark Village. We'll be there from 9 until 11. Are you confused?
No, I am not. It's going to be a ton of fun. I was also thinking, you said the Cardinals are probably not going to be a 90 wins team.
I mean, hey, strange things happen, but I doubt it.
We should have a bet on whether or not the Cardinals win as many games as it is hot by first pitch on Thursday.
Okay, that's the answer is going to be no, because they are telling us it could get up to 94.
But they're also telling us there is going to be thunderstorms rolling in that night,
which would cool it down.
Right. So depending on when the storms come a rolling,
that's a very good point.
I think we should figure this bet out.
So the first pitch is at 3:15.
Yeah.
That's when the Cardinals actually play. We have opening day festivities all day.
I think that's going to be probably the hottest. 3:15. It probably is not going to get much hotter.
You're right.
3:15, yeah.
Unless the storm rolls in before that at 2.
It would have to roll
something
in early. But at any rate, yes, I think that should be a bet. Are the Cardinals going to get the same number as wins as degrees we might see on opening day? That's a fun one.
If it's 92 or 93, no.
You never know.
What if we're locked into that? What if cosmically the Cardinals are going to win as many games as what the high ends up being that day?
I think it's going to be a delight.
What if we're tied into the high? That'd be great. We'll
Yeah.
win 93 games. But also, let's talk about the fact that a hot ass opening day. No, I am just so against it. It should be a little chilly on opening day.
It's fun to wear because here's the thing with opening day is you get to wear a lot of your Cardinals paraphernalia. You get to wear the jacket and the hat and the scarf. It should always be a little crisp, a little chill in the air.
Yes.
This is July. We have hyper speed warped ourselves into July.
You know me. I like to buy sports paraphernalia. I like hats. I like jackets and T-shirts and sweatshirts and whatever. And the only time when I see Cardinals jackets, I think this sucks because I can wear it in the winter, but there's something that's not as fun about
They have to make the
wearing
playoffs. It's fun to wear a Cardinals jacket in the World Series.
So, I mean, if you have a Cardinals jacket, our very own John Hancock, that's his winter coat, is a Cardinals jacket. That's all he wears. And that's fine, but there's something about wearing it during the season that's a lot more fun while the team's playing. If you buy a Cardinals jacket, you get like 2 opportunities a year to do that. It's opening day, and then if they make the playoffs. And not just the playoffs, because October in St. Louis is hot too at the beginning. So it's got to be a deep
They got to have a run.
Yes.
They got to have
2 opportunities to wear that coat.
Yeah, there needs to be a saying or phrase for a team that makes a run in the playoffs, and it's deep enough that you can start to wear your team coats.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you don't want to be sweaty,
I don't.
You can come see us at Cardinals Nation on opening day because it's inside. If there's going to be AC, you might be a little chilly if the AC is going.
It might be so hot they'll have those windows closed.
I have a feeling they will.
They have garage door windows in the front, which face the ballpark. It's a beautiful place to be.
So there's a lot for you to keep track of this week. But on Thursday, which is opening day, Ranj and I will be at Cardinals Nation, and we will have the Chris and Amy show from 9 to 11. And then my boss said I have to leave, and they're bringing in Tom Ackerman with Chris Ranji from 11 to 12 so they can talk real baseball.
Yes.
Maybe Ozzie Smith will come by. Maybe other dignitaries. All they know is that Steve wants me to leave before the important people come in.
Did he say, "I'm sorry, but we do not have time for your lady baseball thoughts"? Is that what it was?
Yes. That's a joke from years ago.
Yeah, I didn't say. I just like to make.
He's not a misogynist. I mean,
like
he probably is, but he didn't come up with that one.
I would like to make it clear that Amy said that one time
because I was talking baseball, and I don't know. You and Kevin were talking, and I was trying to get a word in, and I said, "Oh, you don't want to hear my lady baseball thoughts."
I love hearing your lady baseball thoughts. So, yeah, I love that it is opening day week.
And
I just wish it would feel more like it weather-wise.
Well, stop complaining about the weather and just lean into what's great, which is Thursday. But if you're thinking, yeah, but I can't wait till Thursday. I want to do something fun tomorrow.
Okay.
And maybe you only had a Cardinals jacket, but now you need to buy a Cardinals tank top because it's going to be so hot.
Oh, boy.
You should go to Rally House on Eager Road. That's Brentwood Point.
It's next to the Chick-fil-A.
Next to the Chick-fil-A. You can bring us Chick-fil-A if you want. You don't have to, but you can. It would be nice.
Mad about it.
Yeah. And Ranj and I are going to be at Rally House tomorrow. And then guess who's coming by? Matt Adams. And then what's interesting is shortly after Matt Adams arrived, my boss has asked me to leave again.
He keeps doing this to you.
Yes. And then Matt Adams is going to stay with Tom Ackerman and Chris Ranji for the Gas House game.
That's right. He'll be
tomorrow
there with us
at Rally House.
I think we get him about 11:30 tomorrow morning. And then he'll hang out with you and me. And then the Gas House gang happens at 12.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
So this is a lot of fun. You have stuff to do tomorrow and Thursday. See us at Rally House tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. See us at Cardinals Nation Thursday, 9 a.m.
There was a lot to get ready for when it comes to opening day. There is good news because there was a sinkhole that was about to swallow up the entire stadium outside. Well, apparently that has been fixed.
They fixed the sinkhole.
They have fixed
which
the
is
Busch
incredible,
Stadium sinkhole.
Because when we first talked about it, I think at the end of last week, maybe, it was still growing in size.
It was huge.
It was still sinking.
Yes. And so they have fixed it.
They fixed the sinkhole. My question is, would you be nervous walking over it knowing that was the sinkhole?
Well, now it should be pointed out that it was not underneath the stadium.
Yes, no.
It was across the street on Broadway and Spruce.
Near the right field entrance.
Yes, near the right field entrance. So they have taken care of that sinkhole. And they did it. You know how when there's a sinkhole in like China and they fix it in an hour?
I didn't know. I wasn't aware of
this. I think it was China. There's a giant sinkhole that swallowed an entire street.
Yeah.
And they had that thing fixed, and man, it took like 5 minutes.
Really?
I don't know how they did it, but it was an engineering feat. And you know what? They have accomplished it. The city of St. Louis has fixed the sinkhole at Broadway and Spruce. My guess is that was their first priority. Number one, it was the curfew.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure there were no street takeovers.
During March Madness,
March Madness. Number two was fix that sinkhole before opening day.
I'm not mad about it. You got to, like I said, we've complained a lot about the city and what's going on and the mismanagement and the dysfunction, but I am not complaining that they prioritized that sinkhole by Busch Stadium. You got to get it together for opening day.
It's amazing. And we've done it once again. Chris and Amy show here on KMOX. You're probably wondering, how am I going to watch the Cardinals this year? Well, there are multiple ways to do it. And you're probably also wondering, if I have cable, where can I watch the Cardinals? Well, they haven't told us that yet. And there is a theory as to why we don't know that.
Because there's a few teams in this bucket.
There are a few teams that are in this position where they have told people that, we'll let you know on opening day what number the Cardinals games will be on your TV. Well, there might be a reason for that. We will discuss when we come back. It is the Chris and Amy show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
I am about 2 weeks away from my next facial at The Only Facial. It is super easy to make an appointment at theonlyfacial.com. Now, I love going to The Only Facial because I sometimes get overwhelmed by all the options and treatments that are available these days. But most of all, I just want to take care of the skin on my face. I mean, this is a big deal. I'm 42. I want to make sure that I'm doing all that I can to keep my skin healthy. We may have wrinkles, but at least how can I maximize rejuvenated, youthful skin? The Only Facial, they've got multiple steps that they go through. They take care of it, whether it's cleansing your skin, dermaplaning, or microdermabrasion. And what's so great is that you know that all the steps of the facial are $125. That's it. That includes gratuity. So you don't have stress about needing to tip. They also don't sell products, but they'll make recommendations based on your personal skin care goals and budget. It takes all the stress and leaves you to just sit there and relax while they take care of your skin, and treatment after treatment, your skin gets better. There's a location near you: University City, De Pere, Clayton, Sunset Hills, Frontenac, Creve Coeur, Streets of St. Charles, theonlyfacial.com.
The NFL offseason is here, but the action never stops. The draft is right around the corner, and Heed the Call NFL podcast with Dan Hanzus and Mark Sessler is your pro football destination. Prospects, team needs, and pick-by-pick coverage of draft weekend.
Heed the Call covers all things NFL, and we have fun. No fake hot takes or boring data dumps here. Just entertaining football talk from your favorite buds at the bar.
So come hang out with the Heed the Call heroes for football news, analysis, and mirth. All the mirth. Follow and listen to the Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX, mine of course as well. And we're into baseball season. Thank God we've been counting down to this for months. And this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. So these are betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. So you make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. I guess you could say FanDuel is the home of home runs this year. And look, we've all been looking forward to baseball season. I know we've been talking it down here on KMOX for months and months and months. It's finally time, and we get to play with FanDuel, which I find to be more fun than playing in football season, just so you know. So if you're ready to play your game, head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. And of course, remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Gas House Gang is coming up at 12 o'clock. As Amy mentioned, Tom Ackerman, Bernie Miklasz, me. We will discuss the Cardinals' opening day roster, which had one surprise, I think, to all of us, that anybody who had been paying attention saw the spring Nelson Velasquez had, and might be, we thought, on the team. In fact, we were sort of talking about whether or not he'd actually be starting games, and he's not on the team at all. So they didn't make it. So then I would assume the Cardinals have a good reason for it. I'm sure a lot of people are scratching their heads over it, and we'll talk about that at 12 o'clock today. You'll want to listen in. Love to get Bernie's thoughts on it. I'm very curious to hear what he has to say.
The Burnmeister.
Let me preface this by saying, I've been calling him Burn Dog Millionaire. I don't know
that's a good one. I like that. Does he know that?
No, I haven't said it to his face.
I don't know how anyone doesn't love a nickname. No one ever gives me nicknames, and I give people nicknames. Like my coach called me Amy Mark Scores. How dumb is that?
Yeah,
like on the ice, Amy Mark Scores over here. And so I didn't even get a nickname. So I love nicknames. I would love Burn Dog Millionaire.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I call Tammy Tamala.
Tammy?
Yeah.
Oh, our security person. Yeah. Okay. You're probably wondering how you can watch Cardinals games. Let me preface this by saying that no matter what, if you ever have difficulty trying to find the Cardinals on TV or on the streaming platform or wherever they are, there's one trusty place to get it.
I knew you were going to do this.
Okay, you can listen to every Cardinals game, no matter what, on 104.1 FM, 1120 AM, and we encourage you to get the Odyssey app, and you can listen to it anywhere in the area on your phone for free, okay? So that's number one.
Even if there was a nuclear apocalypse, the 11:20 a.m. signal would still be going, so you could still listen to the Cardinals.
Yeah, and it's got great reach. But the Odyssey app has also got pretty good reach, and as long as you're in the listening area, you can get Cardinals games for free on the app. So there has been, and you've probably seen this, that the Cardinals are going to have their streaming service, Cardinals.tv, and you can pay a monthly fee. It's $19.99, or you can pay for the full season to watch Cardinals games directly to the MLB app, and that's the way you can access games. But people who have cable service already are wondering, hey, where's it going to be on my TV? And they have said that we'll let you know opening day. By opening day, we're going to tell you what number.
I heard that, and I thought maybe I heard that wrong. But they are going to let us know on opening day.
Yes.
Do we know what time on opening day?
So here's what's happened. Most recently, it was yesterday, actually, Major League Baseball announced they were finalizing the number to get the deal for the Milwaukee Brewers. And Maury Brown, who covers sports business for Forbes, we've talked to him a couple of times here. I know we talked to him on Gas House Gang. We talked to him about sports business stuff. And he said yesterday that we believe that number is 10 different teams that are going through this exact same thing, where they have told viewers and told fans, yes, we'll let you know what number the cable channel is going to be where you can watch the games, but we'll tell you on opening day. And the Brewers are the latest one to do that. Well, he provided a couple of theories, and one of them is that Major League Baseball, which is now running about a third of the team's broadcasts around the sport, that MLB is still working out fine details with all of the carriers so that it can be announced all at once. That was one theory. The second theory is that the direct-to-content streaming options you have. So now instead of getting cable, you can just go pay for the Cardinals broadcast, pay $20 a month, $19.99 a month, and you can watch the team all season long directly from the Cardinals and Major League Baseball. He says that one of the theories is the longer they wait to tell you the number of the cable channel where the games will be available, more people will just get frustrated and say, I'm just going to sign up for it. I'm just going to sign up for the streaming service. And I saw that and I was like, well, that's one way to do it, because Major League Baseball gets the money directly as opposed to it going to a cable service like Charter first. And so instead of Charter getting some of the money for your subscription to watch baseball, MLB gets the money.
Feels awfully convoluted.
It is.
And it feels like a little dredging. Like, would MLB really expect to get that many more frustrated subscribers? And maybe they do. Versus just waiting.
Because
not waiting, I should say.
I do imagine that people who aren't paying close enough attention and aren't looking into it deeply will think, okay, well, is it on cable or not? All right, I'm just gonna subscribe.
Feels like
I'm just
trick.
gonna go. Kind of.
It feels like a trick.
Kind of. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, it's either a trick or Major League Baseball. They don't know. They don't know what channel it's going to be on.
I think maybe you're right. Maybe MLB does know and they're just waiting.
We've got a voice message from Marianne who's saying that this is impacting her.
Is there any possible way in the world that they might let us know what channel it'll be on Spectrum? We're trying to do a watch party for the elderly, but nobody knows what TV channel it is.
Well, Marianne, you're just going to have to listen to KMOX early
But
in the day.
I agree with Mary Ann. Like, just tell the people. I can't believe that Major League Baseball would actually say, we might be able to trick a few more people into signing up for our subscription.
It does sound very MLB, honestly.
No, does it?
Kind of.
It just is so pathetic.
Here's what I think you could do. Let's go old school, Marianne. You can just have a listening party. You get everybody together in front of a big old radio and listen to 104.1 FM.
I am on the old people's side with this one. I think old people, they get it, right? Older people, whatever. That the world is moving fast with AI and technology. You know what we want? We just want Cardinals baseball. And like you said, we love listening to it on KMOX, but sometimes it's a fun time to watch the game too. We just want to watch the game without having to sign into 700 different streaming services. We already pay for cable. We already pay for DirecTV. Just let me watch the Cardinals game. You can say I'm obsolete. You can say the world is moving by, but by golly, having the older people, letting them just watch the Cardinals game is such a small ask.
You know what?
Give them a number. Give them a number.
I agree. And this isn't just a baseball problem. Watching sports in general is such a convoluted mess that never used to exist 5 years ago. It wasn't like
They're
this.
going to reinvent cable where they say, what if we had all the streaming services and all the games on one service? And you'd say, oh, you mean cable?
Yeah.
Kind of like there was a young kid in college who his proposal, he accidentally...
Live podcasts, was this it?
No, he accidentally invented buses. He said it's like Uber, but it's bigger. So you can fit maybe 30 people in this Uber and it makes the same stops on the same route every day. And the professor had to tell the kid that he invented buses.
Well, there was a similar proposal from a younger person who said, these podcasts, they should have podcasts that are live. And one of the responses is, well, congratulations, you've invented radio.
I know.
Like, just people reinvent
Let us
stuff.
watch
And
the game.
Look how I've broken ground on this idea.
We love our texters, 314-436-7900. I love how texters are texting in with numbers that they've heard. I've heard it's going to be on this one.
Yeah, please. 202-525. I don't know.
They're on the dark web trying to find the channel.
Texter says, if I download the MLB app on my Fire TV, will there still be an option to select Cardinals baseball within the MLB app? Yes, but you have to pay extra. You still have to pay the service. It's not free.
And Harambe just texted in that he fell for the trick. He signed up.
You know what?
For the
Harambe, save your money and give us $20 a month.
Yeah.
And just listen to Cardinals baseball. And I don't mean the station. Give Amy and me $20 a month each.
Yeah.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. And after how many years with the St. Louis Public Library? 37 years. The CEO, Waller McGuire, is stepping down. Time to call it quits for him. And we're going to talk to Waller when we come back on KMOX.
Hey guys, it's Dave from The Glover Show, trying to explain The Glover Show. So when I was a younger man, I used to go to happy hour almost every night, and I loved it. And I've always thought of my show as being like happy hour. It's always interesting. It's often silly, but not always. You know, there are real things to talk about. I am amongst friends, politics, and personal things. So that's what it is, really. It's happy hour for thousands of us every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in and join the happy hour.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Now, KMOX weather from the Salika Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Pretty nice out there. Sunny, a few clouds, beautiful day. Right now it is 44, but a high today of 61. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 41.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly, and it might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best. Is what I would put in my home, is what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores. This is the top of the line, a complete metabolism system, an all natural weight loss option, by the way, for people who don't want to get into prescriptions. If you don't like needles, this is for you. And it gets your metabolism working at peak levels, helps you with appetite control and cravings, all day focused energy. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they will knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. To find your location, go to supplementsuperstores.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores with you on a Tuesday morning. And I think one of my favorite things is a library, because people will say, oh, you can find anything on the internet. All the information's on the internet. And it's not. It's actually not. You have to go to libraries and utilize the research that they have. It just blows my mind. And we have such a beautiful library in the St. Louis Central Library across the street from us here at KMOX. And joining us now in studio is the CEO with St. Louis Public Library, Waller McGuire, who is stepping down in October after 37 years with the St. Louis Public Library. Waller, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. We really like being right across the street from KMOX. We've worked with you all for years. Am I your first librarian?
I know. I'm trying to think.
Yes, we haven't had a librarian
I don't
on.
think we have, but we've talked
Wait.
about a librarian. Do you know why?
Kevin Wheeler's wife is a librarian.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
One of the co-hosts of the afternoon show, his wife's a librarian. And also, I watch the Hallmark Channel, and there's a mystery series, Aurora Teagarden, and she is a librarian. And I've talked about that show. She solves mysteries because she knows how to research, because she's a librarian.
Yeah, I don't solve mysteries, guys. I'm sorry, but we're a wild bunch, so I'll try to behave myself.
Slowly backing out of the studio.
Hold on. Are librarians and people who work in libraries secretly a bit wild?
I was at the American Library Conference, meets once a year, and it's a huge meeting. 20,000 librarians gather in cities across the country. And I was in San Francisco once. I was standing on a street corner, and two guys were standing in front of me, and they said, there are a bunch of librarians in town, and they're crazy.
What kind of crazy?
Well, we work hard at those conferences. I promise, really, they're a big deal. But wow, when they're out in the evenings, people get out and have a good time, I have to say.
All right, well, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
I love it.
That's great.
I do, and maybe there is a trend with librarians. I was talking to a history professor, and he said it's kind of a joke when you go to conferences, history conferences, as one does. But when all the professors get together, it's a trend that all of these history professors tend to love baseball, like huge baseball fans. Are there any librarian trends that we need to know about? Maybe they're huge tequila drinkers. We didn't know that.
No. That actually makes me think once years ago, a group of Scandinavian librarians came to visit St. Louis and see what we were doing. There are a bunch of Scandinavian librarians, and they came over, and I took them to a baseball game. We went down to a cards game. A friend gave us a box, and man, talk about an interesting experience trying to introduce a bunch of Scandinavians to baseball. I remember one of them sitting next to me and saying, it's like he's trying not to have them hit the ball. And we had this weird August. It was like cold in St. Louis. And when they left, they said, it's a beautiful city, but I don't understand how you stand the heat. And they were on their way to New Orleans. And I was just going, well, enjoy yourselves.
New Orleans is a special kind of humidity.
They were in for it. So librarians are an interesting group. We pull people from all kinds of backgrounds, but we do have some things in common, but I can't think of one wild occupation. We pretty much cover the territory, I think.
You know what, though? I feel like librarians can really operate under the radar in a lot of ways, because it's very unassuming. You don't suspect a librarian.
Right. We are introverted and we spend all day reading, and we sit at our desks and behave ourselves. But libraries in the United States pass under the radar, if you ask me. I mean, it's something that we can take for granted in America, that there's one nearby and that you can go and you can find information and you can get help. But we're the envy of the world. The fact that we have the library system that we have and that we've invested in it. And so having that possibility is something that slips under the radar too, I think.
Can you give us more detail on that? What about the St. Louis library system is envious to people around the world?
Well, we're unusual in a lot of ways. The great library across the street, Central Library, was built when St. Louis was a city of 800,000, and now we're 3. We've got 15 libraries throughout the city of St. Louis, and an unusual number, rich in being able to get to them from every neighborhood. And we're an old historic system. So we trace ourselves back to 1893 was when we were established as a free public library, but we've got a history long before that. So that builds a rich, historic, really quite remarkable collection. There are amazing things in the building across the street, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world, but it pales before the things that it holds. So that is unusual. And the fact that St. Louis loves and uses its library heavily, the history of it, the buildings, the things it holds, it's a pretty remarkable place.
Waller, and I want to get into, what's actually at the libraries, things that you can't necessarily access online, especially if you're looking up very specific old archived items. But how are libraries doing right now? And I say that because, I'm an older millennial, and I went to the library to research for high school essays. But right after me, and really right around the time that I was in high school, people were on the internet and they started looking things up on the internet, maybe not going to libraries as much, like high school kids to research. Are kids reading books? Are people abandoning books for social media? How are libraries doing in this time when so many things like newspapers are struggling?
Yeah, it's really changing. And of course, everybody is. I know the broadcast world is changing, banking, medicine, education, everything is changing because of the digital world. But we're all about information, and that is flowing online now. So a lot of things have changed. When I started in libraries, when dinosaurs ruled the earth, we had a category, it was a busy one, called bar questions, and it would be people who would be in a bar and they'd get in an argument with somebody and want to settle a bet, and they'd call the library to settle it. Well, you don't do that anymore. Oh yeah, it used to happen all the time. We used to have policies in place to try to control that because it used to take a lot of time.
So people would call and then expect you to go look up the answer while they waited on the phone?
All the time. Team questions, television questions, definition questions, score questions, on and on and on.
Wow.
And you could hear the bar noise in the background, of course. And sometimes, frankly, you could tell that somebody was in a bar for various reasons. But yeah, we had a lot of that. Well, now we don't, because everybody's carrying a computer in their pocket, and they settle things that way. So, a lot of questions have become more complex because, as you're saying, Amy, we have information literally you can't find online, and that can be hard to find. It takes professional work. So that's changed the way questions come to us. It hasn't slowed them down any, but it's changed the question. But it's true, it is just bluntly true, people are reading less. Young people are reading less, and we're going to have to figure out how to deal with that as a nation, I think. Computers can do amazing things, but when we don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it, and we're depending on it, that becomes something different. And when you're depending on the internet, which has amazing information, but it has amazing wrong information in a lot of ways, that can be a danger too. So libraries are trying to figure out how to work with that and how to be a player and a dependable resource in that. And it's interesting.
So how does that then affect artificial intelligence and the knowledge it has? And in the converse, how is AI affecting libraries?
Yeah, that's a topic on everybody's list right at the moment. Libraries are a big source for information that AI is using. We recently discovered that some sort of AI powerhouse was downloading huge quantities of information from the library. It was almost stopping our internet connections, which are vast, and we had to deal with that. So libraries are a source for that, but how we're going to operate in it. Right now, our librarians, of course, are choosing material to come into the library, and we fairly regularly these days find books and sources that are written by AI. And those can be, sometimes they can be okay, sometimes they can be really, really bad, and we have to locate them and take care of them. They can come in online or even in paper now. But when we get to the point where information's being generated by AI and then it's being read and understood and made into a synopsis for people to understand, you get to the point where you're asking, well, what are we necessary for? And we have to look at that. So AI is powerful. It's incredibly powerful. I don't think anyone entirely understands what it can accomplish, but the role of making sure that it's a benefit and not a curse is still a question, I think.
Well, I have so many questions for you. Going back to what is not online, we know when you have, for instance, university libraries and some of the depth of the original texts that have not been digitized, because not everything has been digitized. What kind of original texts or unique books does the St. Louis Public Library have? Maybe if you went to the Central Library that you could find there.
One of the things, for instance, that we're doing quite a bit of recently is when the tornado came through and did the damage, a way that householders can get assistance from FEMA and from their insurance, for that matter, is establishing title. And a lot of houses that were damaged don't have title. Well, the St. Louis Public Library has records stretching back into the 1800s about houses and transfers. It doesn't have everything, and we have to work with city and other agencies, but we're seeing hundreds of people coming to us and asking to help establish title to get them through that challenge. We also, just because St. Louis has astonishing historic architecture, we have people coming to us all the time wanting to learn the history of their house in St. Louis, who built it, what the architect was, the information about it. We do that all the time. And then there are many things that the St. Louis Public Library has a collection measured in the millions of items. And we are slowly digitizing many of those things, but it'll take decades. So, for instance, we have one of the world's great collections of maps right across the street at Central Library. We have a map in our collection that showed Jefferson what the Western Purchase was going to be, with handwritten notes on it about Indian or Native American civilization they'd found along the way. Things like that.
These are original copies we're talking about?
Absolutely. It's the original.
Yeah.
Wow. There are thousands of things like that. Digital information is really interesting. We depend on it. I just found a cache at home of CD-ROMs that I'd saved photographs on and thought, well, that's safe for life. Well, it's not. CD-ROMs don't last, and the equipment that reads them don't last either. Now we put things in the cloud. Can we trust that? We've got books across the street printed by Gutenberg 500 years ago, and they're as legible and useful today as they were in the 1400s.
Oh my gosh.
And so libraries are partly about preserving history and keeping things and making them available, not just now, but for centuries. So looking at digital and technical questions where those issues are concerned are worrisome for us and really complex and expensive, I have to say.
It's just, it's very fascinating, all of that. And as you leave in October, that'll be your final month, correct? I can't tell if the way you said that is I can't wait or not looking forward to it. How are you feeling? Because
it is about to kill me, honestly. It's honestly, people are being so nice about it. It's making me a little emotional. I know it's probably not a good idea to lose your voice when you're on the radio, but I'll try to behave myself. But it's been an amazing 37 years. I will warn you, it runs through your fingers fast. You blink twice and You go from starting out to being an old man, and here I am. So it's time for the library to have new ideas and new energy and new thoughts, and for the really amazing staff we've got to have new leadership. But it's really, I'm having a hard time leaving it behind. It's been an amazing experience. I've got 6 months, but that'll run through my fingers fast too.
I know, just a quick question as we say goodbye too. When you were younger, were you bookish? Did you know that you would get into libraries and then it would be your whole career?
I did not. I was bookish, I guess. And I was a fortunate child, and we had a library at home. But my parents encouraged me to use the library. And, when I was a kid, it was a place I could go and adventure on my own. We had a small Carnegie library, and I grew up in the bluegrass in Kentucky. And it was a place I could ride down to and adventure on my own. They also had every single Hardy Boys books.
Yes.
And my mother didn't approve of the Hardy Boys, so I snuck into the library to get them. So I really valued the library, and it was kind of a lesson to me about growing up and about the community supporting me and being interested in me. So I formed that really early connection, but I almost fell into libraries by happenstance. And when I came to St. Louis, right out of library school, I told the family, well, I might be there for 3, maybe 5 years, and that was in 1989.
Wow.
And I've never wanted to leave. It's been an amazing experience and given me all sorts of opportunities, so I'm really grateful for it.
Well, Waller McGuire, CEO of the St. Louis Public Library, stepping down in October after 37 years. Thank you so much for all that you've done for the St. Louis Public Library, for the city of St. Louis, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been a lucky, lucky man, and I'm grateful to St. Louis for it.
You know what you can do now that you're retired? You can go to places and visit, and you can get loose and tell everybody you're a librarian, and they will have an opinion of librarians that they didn't have before.
That's right.
I will look forward to that. Believe me.
Waller McGuire, thanks for being with us.
Thanks,
congratulations.
Chris. Thanks, Amy. It's been great.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
100 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors. A century of trust in St. Louis. Always look for the iconic red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for same-day repair service and no extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Trust your friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me, 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Cakes and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first serve. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate opening day with Dirt Cheap Budweiser and Rally House. More info at KMOX.com/events.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game. And now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Hi, this is Steve Butts from the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. In 2026, our agency celebrates a momentous occasion as we celebrate 65 years of service to our clients, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norm Butts. Our staff is ready to assist you with all your insurance needs. So please call me, Steve Butts, at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com. For auto, home, and commercial insurance needs, that's crawfordbutts.com.
Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched word mark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
What a beautiful spring. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma from Gamma Tree Experts. When it comes to tree care, don't let a rookie with a chainsaw pinch hit for you. Always lead off with the pros from Gamma Tree Experts. Call our team of certified arborists to inspect your valuable trees and shrubs today. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation for 60 years. For pruning, fertilization, or removal, call today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
I wanted a new color printer to add pizzazz to my prints.
Ooh, pizzazz can be pricey.
Well, now at Staples, you get up to 30% off select HP printers.
30% off an HP?
Yeah, I saved $120 on an HP Smart Tank 6001 with up to 3 years of ink included.
Why, that could be the last printer you'll ever need.
Could be.
Shop your local Staples today for big savings on HP.
That was easy.
Available in-store, online, or on the app. It's 404 exclusions apply.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, not did you see, but did you hear the interview with Waller McGuire, the outgoing CEO of the St. Louis Public Library System? Guy was great. And
Outgoing.
Outgoing. Well, he is.
Meant like his personality.
Oh. You know what? I think he is.
Because we were talking about librarians getting wild. So when you said the outgoing CEO, I forgot that he was actually stepping down.
Yes, he's leaving. He is retiring. If you missed it, it'll be KMOX.com, Odyssey app.
The podcast, the Chris and Amy Show podcast. Listen to that. Drive the numbers up.
He's talking about being in San Francisco for a conference, a library conference, and overhearing people going, man, those librarians are crazy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Good stuff. If you have not been to the Central Library, we highly recommend you go. And also, thank you everyone texting in 314-436-7900. We'd love to hear from you. In just a couple of minutes, Joe Roderick will join us. He is part of the team at STL Sports Central. We'll be talking Cardinals opening day roster. And did Nelson Velasquez make the team?
Nelson Velasquez did not make the team. Can't believe it. And so we're going to talk about that with Joe Roderick. And we'll find out what the new ballpark food is looking like. Saw some photos, heard some reviews. Let's get Joe Roderick's review on the new ballpark food offerings for 2026. That is next on KMOX.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. Mine, of course, as well. And we're into baseball season. Thank God we've been counting down to this for months. And this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. So these are betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. So you make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. I guess you could say FanDuel is the home of home runs this year. And look, we've all been looking forward to baseball season. I know we've been talking it down here on KMOX for months and months and months. It's finally time, and we get to play with FanDuel, which I find to be more fun than playing in football season, just so you know. So if you're ready to play your game, head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. And of course, remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock. And it's sunny, 45 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. Western leaders and global markets scrambling to keep on top of President Trump's mixed signals on Iran.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. While Western politicians urge restraint, one leader's reportedly pressing President Trump to come down harder on Iran by ousting its leaders and even putting boots on the ground. The New York Times reports Saudi Arabia's Prince Mohammed bin Salman has had several private conversations with Trump in recent days, calling the U.S.-Israeli offensive a chance to remake the Middle East. The White House will say only that President Trump's private conversations are just that, private.
Long lines at the nation's airports are getting longer as more TSA officers forced to work without pay call out sick. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga is at Houston's George Bush International.
Travelers are telling us, frankly, that they are tired, particularly folks that are traveling with kids or pets. Many arrived at the airport this morning 3-4 hours early, some of them still not making their flight.
Senate Republicans signaled they're open to a Homeland Security funding bill that would not include money for ICE. Democrats demanded reforms at the agency after federal officers shot and killed 2 Americans in Minneapolis. However, Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana told Fox News President Trump has told Republicans he wants no deals with Democrats. Franklin County Sheriff's Office says 34-year-old Cody Lashley of Beaufort died after being electrocuted while allegedly attempting to steal copper wire Sunday near the Labadie power plant. The deputies found Lashley's body Sunday night. Alton city officials advancing an initiative to move the start time for Sunday liquor sales. A city council committee voted 6-1 yesterday to change the start of Sunday liquor sales from 9 a.m. to 8 a.m. after a local golf course requested the early start time due to their Sunday tournaments, which start at 8. From the KMOX business desk, it's Halloween in March. The annual Trans World Halloween and Attractions Show returns to America's Center this Thursday through Sunday. It's the only industry trade show of its kind in the world for both professionals and novices who put on haunted attractions or run corn mazes, pumpkin patches, amusement parks, stores, and more. The show features larger-than-life displays with animatronic monsters, light displays, fog-filled Hollywood-like sets, and live entertainment. The weather sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck.
A mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, high 61, partly cloudy tonight, low 45. A mix of sun and clouds again tomorrow, but becoming breezy and much warmer. The high 82, the record is 84, set in 1907. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's now sunny and, well, a few clouds moving into downtown. 45 degrees. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate, now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
It's almost baseball season, baby. Actually, tomorrow is the first game of the year. It's not the Cardinals, though, but the Cardinals will be playing on
Tonight is
Thursday.
the last night without Major League Baseball.
Isn't that something?
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, tomorrow the actual season gets started. Yankees and Giants on Netflix. That game is on Netflix, and that is the season opener. And then the Cardinals will get going on Thursday afternoon. It is the home opener at Busch Stadium. We're going to have the coverage on KMOX, really starting at 9 a.m. because Amy and I will be broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village from 9 to 11. Then the Gas House Gang at 11. And we'll lead you up to the pregame show. Joining us now is part of the team at STL Sports Central, Joe Roderick, who is covering the Cardinals, and he does so very well. He's also, I believe he was at the ballpark yesterday for the
testing out. Yeah.
The new food menu items. See, we can't go because we have a show.
It's a special day for the media, and the Cardinals host the media to say, hey, do you want to see some of the new features we have at the ballpark?
That's right.
And we absolutely would, but we can't because our boss, Steve, makes us stay here.
He makes us work, which is ridiculous. Let's talk to Joe Roderick, though, who I guess his job is to go to the ballpark and eat food. Joe's with us on KMOX. How you doing, Joe?
Guys, that was one of the coolest invites that I've ever gotten. I see the posts from every team every year that does this. And when the Cardinals emailed me and asked me if I wanted to go, one of the fastest replies I think that I've ever sent back.
Yeah, well, we were going to talk about these food menu items because some of them look incredible. And we'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about this roster. It's set. We learned about it yesterday. We know who's on the team. And more importantly, we know who's not. And for people who have been paying attention to spring training this year, finding out Nelson Velasquez did not make the team at all. I mean, some of us were talking about him potentially being a starter, and they went the opposite direction. They didn't even put him on the 26-man roster to begin with. What are your thoughts?
I don't get it. I for a team that all offseason we said they needed right-handed power. They needed right-handed power. They needed a right-handed bat. And then you're sitting there and you're wondering, okay, who's going to play left field? That's the biggest question mark. Okay, your top offensive producer in spring training also can play left field. Great. There's your answer. Why isn't he on the team to start the season? And I get it comes down to the numbers game. It comes down to the 40-man. I think that there seem to be options out there that you could have gone with to make room for him. I think the biggest one that was out there, the easiest solution would have been Lars Nootbaar on the 60-day IL to start the year because, talking to Klebs last night, we went live when that was announced last night, and Klebs said on the show yesterday, like he thought that we weren't going to see Lars Nootbaar until a month that started with the letter J. So if that's the case, 60 days seem to work out, and if you put him on the 60-day, there's your 40-man spot, and everything seemed to work its way out. So I would think that what this tells me is they're going to give Jordan Walker every opportunity to start the year and to hit. And if we get 2 weeks into the season and it's not there, then big decisions are going to have to be made with the big league roster. And I don't think that we're going to get too far into April without seeing Nelson Velasquez in a St. Louis Cardinal uniform.
Well, Walker is the only right-handed hitter in the outfield, at least as of right now. So I imagine they're going to give him every opportunity. And it's not just because of that, but because he's got the draft pedigree. He was their top prospect at one point. There is a lot of talent in there. They're just doing everything they can to extract it. Is, in your opinion, Walker going to realize that talent ever?
He's put in the work. Like I think he does realize that he is extremely talented and that he has all of this potential. When you look at StatCast numbers, you look at exit velocity, you look at some of the things that Jordan Walker is capable of from a physical standpoint, all the talent is right there. And to see what he has done in the offseason, he goes to Driveline, he puts in all of this work to identify the problems and fix the problems. We're not talking about a guy that's just trying to get by on whatever talent he had in high school. Like this is a guy who realizes it's all right there in front of him, and the opportunity to be a great baseball player is all right there. It just isn't clicking. And the Cardinals realize that too. The Cardinals don't want to be the team that gave up on Jordan Walker and have him go somewhere else and put up these amazing numbers. And they are just giving him opportunity after opportunity to figure it all out and to have it all click. So I think he knows what he's capable of. The Cardinals know what he's capable of. You just need to see it happen in a real game.
So how much of this decision was weighted on the fact that Velasquez wasn't already on the 40-man roster? And so if you decide to bring him up, then you have to move someone off. So it's a little bit of that Tetris game with players. Was that a pretty big part of it then?
I think it was 100%. Yeah, I think 100% of it had to do with him not being on the 40-man and trying to, I don't want to say it in a bad way, but like manipulate the roster on all levels to where you don't have to cut a guy. Like you don't want to release somebody or put somebody out there on waivers. Jose Fermin doesn't have options left. Like you couldn't start him in AAA. Thomas Saggese, that was a weird case because Italy, I think, made it further than anybody expected in the WBC, so you didn't get to see as much of Thomas Saggese as you thought you were going to see in spring training, and you want to see what that looks like. Nathan Church, there are people in the Cardinal organization that love Nathan Church and that think that he is going to be a really good ball player. So he's on the 40-man. You're going to give him that opportunity on opening day. So there are all of these cases where you can sit there and you can say, okay, I can understand why they didn't want to start that guy in AAA, or they didn't want to possibly remove that guy from the 40-man roster. So there were all these cases there that worked against Nelson Velasquez. Meanwhile, Nelson Velasquez just kept hitting and made this decision so hard on them. Like all we saw yesterday, all we saw and heard were the responses that Chaim Bloom and that Oli Marmol gave. I have to think that these were extremely difficult decisions when it finally came down to it.
Joe Roderick with STL Sports Central joining us here on KMOX. So again, we'll talk this over during the Gas House Gang at 12 o'clock with Bernie and Tom. And now that we've got this roster set, there have been quite a few people that we have spoken to that think the rotation might be better than what you would assume they're going to be. Do you think that the pitching staff, just in the entire thing, from top to bottom, starting rotation, bullpen, all of that together, could be better than people expect it to be?
I think so. Like I just finished recording an interview with Rob Friedman, the pitching ninja. I hung out with him in Japan and Miami during the WBC, got to know him well, and we just finished talking strictly Cardinal pitching. Like that's what he's known for. That's his.
Yeah, he's really good at that
big thing. Yeah. So we talked about it, and he is so high on Matthew Libator and just raved about his curveball and what that's going to look like as an ace in the staff. And also Rob loved Dustin May. He said Dustin May is one of his favorite pitchers when it comes to his stuff, when it comes to covering him and making clips. He absolutely loves Dustin May. So to know that you have two guys like that at the top of your rotation, and then a guy that I love in Michael McGreevy as your number 3, there's a lot to like there. There's a lot to start a rotation and like there with those 3 at the top. So when you have these experts out there that say that this is going to be a 95 loss team, I said yesterday, I just don't see it. I don't get it when you have 3 guys that can start games for you and go far. That that's a really good way to start a team. And on the back end of the bullpen, JoJo Romero is a guy that a lot of teams really wanted, not only at the trade deadline, but this offseason. The Cardinals have hung on to him. Ryan Stanek is, I think, the new leader in that bullpen, the new leader in the clubhouse, like watching him down at spring training kind of hold court with all of these younger pitchers. He's a guy that is well-traveled around baseball, so you hope that he is teaching them a lot. There's a lot of question marks, but there's a lot of established pitching there. Another guy too that Rob really liked, and if when we post it, people can listen to it. But he really is big on George Soriano, which is a name that I think Cardinal fans are going to get to know a lot early in the season.
So the roster is set, and now all we can do is wait to see how it all works out. Thursday, Cardinals get started. Also on Thursday, people can try out some new food at the ballpark. What was your favorite item?
My favorite item that I just had a sample of, because I don't know what it would do to me if I had the entire thing. They have deep fried gooey butter cake.
Okay. What do you mean, like?
It might kill you, honestly.
So-
I mean, it sounds delicious.
Wait, hold on. Deep fried in what? And what's the batter?
I don't know.
Is the batter more gooey butter cake? Just uncooked?
I took a bite of it with the chef right in front of me. I took a bite of it and I said, "Holy bleep." And he just looked at me and he goes, "I know that's right."
Is it on a stick?
It's on a stick, and it's the size of, like, it looks like, if you looked at it, like you would think it was like a 1 pound burrito or something.
Oh my gosh.
Who would eat all that? How could, what?
You have to split this. Like, you cannot eat that. One person cannot eat this.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
You have got to split it. You have to. But that was by far the best thing that I ate yesterday. They also have a new concession stand around, I think it's around first base, around like the 140 section. It's going to change every month. It's going to be a different St. Louis restaurant each and every month. So it's going to feature new things.
Oh, this is the Made in the Lou series?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're going to start off with a Hawaiian restaurant. They had stuff they had something with Spam in it that I tried yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was really good.
Spam is huge in Hawaii.
Yeah. They had another one that was burgers, and they had an STL burger that the burger had toasted ravioli and red hot riplets on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
That was really good. So they will also sell toasted ravioli. So you can buy some T-Rabs while you are at a Cardinal game this year. And that was a big thing too that I really enjoyed.
I have to bring up too that they have hot dog burnt ends.
Yes. Hot dog burnt ends with potato salad. That also was really good too. So if you want to go there and you want to get some hot dogs and you want a different twist on it, they will have those available too in the barbecue sections there at Busch Stadium.
Wow. I'm ready to get down with that. One of the rotating restaurants it's Gate 2, what Joe is talking about, right by home plate. And this is going to be in August. They're going to have a Gulf Shores restaurant and grill with Cajun and New Orleans style food. And I am down with that.
Wow.
I love Cajun food so much.
They had deep fried alligator yesterday that they let us sample from the Gulf Shores restaurant. And they had a cornbread muffin that, if it wasn't for the gooey butter cake, deep fried gooey butter cake, like the cornbread muffin, as soon as I took a bite of that, like I think my eyes lit up. It was so good that the chefs there like got so happy when they saw my reaction to trying the cornbread muffin that they had. So that was really good too. Just things you wouldn't expect to try out at a ballpark that they're going to have for you to sample this season.
Hey, ballpark food has made so much progress, and for many people, all they want is a dog and nachos, or that's it, right? And you can get pretty much at every ballpark some incredible food now. It just, everything is so different, and I am looking forward to sampling for myself. So, Joe, thank you for being the test pilot on this for us and letting us know.
Absolutely.
All right.
I had one. I had a pretty bad fat kid moment yesterday. So Brendan Schaefer and I were talking about how many hot dogs we thought we were going to eat at Busch Stadium this year, and we were discussing what the number could be. And I thought I was going to get a head start on him yesterday. I thought I saw that there were hot dogs sitting out, and I went and grabbed one. And the guy was like, "No, that's just a display. Those are buns only." So.
That guy's like,
Damn.
geez, settle down, Joe.
Excuse me, that's plastic fruit. Don't
Yeah.
eat that.
Yeah.
Joe Roderick.
Yeah.
It's good to talk Cardinals baseball and Busch Stadium food with you, my friend. Thank you.
Absolutely, guys. Anytime.
Joe is with STL Sports Central, covering the Cardinals and sports here in St. Louis. Speaking of sports, Josh Schertz, you know who that is?
I do.
He is the head coach for the St. Louis University Billikens. He is going to be on this show today at 11 o'clock. He has signed his contract extension. He's sticking around with the Billikens a bit longer, which is fantastic news. Josh Schertz at 11 on KMOX.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If it's cold outside, the team at Morelli Tuck Pointing is still busy. During colder months, Morelli can inspect any exposed brick inside your house. If your basement has a stone or black wall, Morelli can remove the worn-out mortar from that wall and replace it with new mortar. This tuck pointing work will reinforce your foundation, prevent water from entering your home, and thwart pests. This is a great time to get the inside of your garage inspected, and the same goes for your brick or stone fireplace. I've used Morelli Tuck Pointing to repair the chimneys, walkways, and walls of 2 homes here in St. Louis. The Morelli bids are fair, their crews are super polite, and they clean their job sites. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews on Google. Winner of the BBB Torch Award and the Next Door Neighbor Fave Award, 35 years in business, an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Vira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
The NCAA tournament is ongoing. In fact, the Sweet 16 round will start this Thursday. But as we said yesterday, there is a much better tournament that is going on right now. Right, Amy?
It's more important, I think a lot of people believe. It's definitely more controversial. And that would be our Barch Madness tournament for the best bar in the St. Louis area. And people are chiming in with their thoughts.
The Barch Madness tournament, where we find the best bar in St. Louis, is ongoing. And you can go to our Twitter account at ChrisAmyKMOX so that you can vote in the poll. And we are now at the round of 32. We are going to have our round of 16 teams decided by Thursday. And so you've got a little bit of time to vote here. Got a couple of days, but you need to sign up for Twitter. You need to follow us at ChrisAmyKMOX and then vote for your favorite bars in the tournament in the round of 32, because we are trying to get to the sloppy 16. Or was it
I thought we did something else.
You tried to.
The
Sippin' 16 was one of them. That was an option. I don't know.
Sloshed 16 was the original.
I don't like Slosh 16.
Sippin' 16. Well, now we need to have another vote.
We have to.
We
are we
have
going with
to figure this
sloppy
out.
16 or sipping 16?
Sloppy 16 is just so it's onomatopoetic. It sounds sloppy.
Sounds great.
Does it?
Yeah, it just flows. Sloppy 16.
I mean, it only works that we have the sloppy 16 in our Barch Madness. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What? Do you know what getting sloppy means?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yes, you do.
That's why you have so much of an objection to this. You don't know what that means.
No, I do know
What does it mean?
You're just getting drunk and you're messing everything up and you're slurring your words and you're just stumbling.
So it's perfect. The sloppy 16. So we do have right now the round of 32. Our number one seeds are all still in the tournament. The Eberhard Anheuser region has the first seed McGurk's going up against the 9 seed Nick's Pub. We have in the Adolphus Busch region, Fast Eddie's in Alton is the number one, and they are facing Big Daddies in Soulard. That's a tough matchup.
It is. And I voted yesterday, and some of these have really swung in an opposite direction, where one bar was leading in a certain category, and I just pulled up the results so far, and some of these have flipped on their heads.
Some lead changes have occurred.
Absolutely. Some come from behind.
Well, you better get out there and vote if it's not going the way you want it to. In the William J. Lemp region, Amsterdam Tavern, the number one seed against Molly's in Soulard. Molly's is that place is always packed. Amsterdam is great for soccer. I think everybody here in St. Louis knows that. And in the Anton Griesedick region, it is O.B. Clark's, the first seed against the Golden Hoosier on Kings Highway. I believe that was formerly the Southtown Pub.
Was it?
Which I was told was a Bears bar back in the day.
Who told you that?
I don't know.
Someone with motivated reasoning, maybe trying to sidle up to you.
Potentially.
In your good graces.
Maybe. There's no way to know.
You never know. You can't trust people these days.
Yeah, so there are a couple of matchups that are, I got to tell you, they're not a whole lot that are tight, except for 360 Rooftop Bar downtown is the 2 seed versus Sportsman's Park. And that one's close right now. That one is very close.
Did you talk about the matchup yet of Helen Fitzgerald and Maggie O'Brien's? Because that was the one that we weren't sure which way that would go.
Yeah, and right now, Helen Fitzgerald's does have a lead over Maggie
Commanding
O'Brien's. Maggie O'Brien's right by the ballpark. They renovated in the last couple of years. Helen's has been a real institution for a long time.
Milo's on the hill right now is ahead of Filoni's.
Yeah, those are two really good spots.
I wonder if the Kevin Harlan plug, if that
You think it
really
helps?
pushed him over the edge.
Kevin Harlan, who calls basketball for CBS, was talking to us, and he does NFL too on Westwood. And he was telling us the other day that he went to Milo's and did the beer thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many beers on the wall? If you drink them all, you get acknowledged.
I don't
Like
remember
16
what it
or
was.
something, or a
Whoa.
dozen. Anyway, so go vote in our Barch Madness tournament. This round of 32 will go through Thursday morning, and then we'll reveal the sloppy 16.
What about the sauced 16?
I don't like that either. It doesn't flow. I know that we had a couple of suggestions.
Yeah.
Sloppy's not bad. Sloppy 16.
Stinko 16. That doesn't even make sense.
That makes absolutely no sense. But we appreciate you checking in. Feel free to do that too. Hey guys, curfew's coming up.
I thought you were going into a FanDuel.
I am.
Okay.
But curfew's coming up.
Okay, yeah.
Curfew's coming up, and you need to get your butt indoors by a certain time, or your parents will be held accountable. And if you're the parent, you're going to be in trouble. You don't want that. Anyway, that is coming up, and we'll talk more about that when we come back on KMOX. But did you know, yes, you knew, that it is MLB opening week? And this is such a great time of the year, obviously. I feel like I say this all the time when it comes to sports, but there's always something really cool happening. And Major League Baseball opening week, we know our team here in town gets started Thursday, but the actual season starts tomorrow. And this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. So it's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. You can make your choice, and then the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. And since FanDuel is the home of home runs, maybe that's a thing you want to consider for the season. Did you know that Alex Bregman, his over-under is 21.5 home runs on the season? Don't really have a read on that one yet, but leaning toward him going over that total for the season. So if you're ready to play your game, go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri and choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Thursday. Wear your red and celebrate with us live from Kegs and Eggs at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Join us for exclusive opening day coverage presented by Budweiser, Dirt Cheap, and Rally House. Chris and Amy get things started at 9 a.m., followed by Ronji and Ackerman at 11, and Glover and Wheeler taking over at noon. From special guests to Cardinals alumni, we've got everything you need to kick off the season. With the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
47 degrees and beautiful. Sunny today. Maybe some clouds here and there. A high of 61. Tonight, partly cloudy. A low of 41. Weather sponsored by Artistic Decks.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
Often have a basic strategy: delay, deny, defend. Some try to grind you down, but they have another tremendous weapon, a software called Colossus. They know which attorneys are great and which are not so great. They know who is likely to take the last offer and who will take them by their scalp, kicking and screaming to trial. They know that they have to pay some firms early and fairly. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. The insurance companies have done their homework. Before you hire a lawyer for your injury case, do yours. Visit forthepeople.com and see our settlements and verdicts for cases like yours. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. When you hire the wrong firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Well, as we mentioned, the city of St. Louis had a curfew over the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday for kids 17 and under. That curfew started at 10 p.m., extended until 5 a.m. And on Friday night, 23 juveniles were detained, and then none, apparently, on Saturday. But Ryan Kroll had a story in St. Louis Magazine looking at the impact of the curfew and then also whether or not it would be extended. Well, the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department said that they deemed the curfew to be a success. But again, whether or not it gets extended into future weekends is up to the mayor and the board of aldermen. Now, when you look at this curfew, they are expecting parents now for the kids that were arrested or detained, that those parents will be cited now, and they're going to have to show up and deal with the consequences. And it's interesting because Sarah Fenske, who is the editor of St. Louis Magazine, was also on Donnybrook, said she's kind of torn between this idea of parents being held accountable, because she did say, you know, you can try to be a good parent, but kids might sneak out and you can't always control what kids are doing. But she also understands that somebody needs to be held accountable, and parents need to at least try to not let their 11-year-old or their 13-year-old go downtown. So she said she was torn.
Yeah, you can sneak out of the house, but the moment you do and you get caught and your parent gets in trouble for it, I believe all hell will rain down upon you. and maybe that makes you and the rest of your friends think twice about doing it. And I agree with her. I'm a little torn on whether or not a parent should get the punishment, but what else can you do? Because you can't really punish in a meaningful way a juvenile who's 12 years old. What's the state going to do about it? So really, it's going to have to come down to the parent doing something short of an actual violent crime that they have committed. Not a whole lot you can do. If they're just out and about, you know, the parent is the one who's going to have to say, all right, that's the end of that. Because you get me in trouble, you're going to be in trouble in this house, right?
Yeah.
So that's the hope. And I would think that would continue to work, or at least I would hope so.
So an alderman, Rasheen Aldridge, he was pretty critical of the curfew on social media. And as Ryan Kroll notes, and he said that Rasheen Aldridge doesn't support making the curfew permanent, the earlier curfew permanent, because this is the earlier one of 10 p.m. He said he also didn't particularly like seeing videos of kids in zip ties, which I get it, but at some point, when teenagers are such an interesting age, because you are a kid, and kids are great. I think, like I said, I've tutored, I've taught. I think they're a ton of fun, but they're also, their brains are still developing. Mm-hmm. And so they're morons in a lot of ways. But when you're a teenager, you have the brain and maturity of a kid, but the activities that you can be involved in and the consequences of those activities are very much adult. That's why teenagers, it's so scary. When you're a teenager, you start making bad decisions. You're drinking at a party, you drive drunk, you can kill someone, you can be killed. You start messing around with weapons, you can kill someone, you can be killed. Even, you can get someone pregnant. I mean, it's just, if you're a teenager in high school, the consequences of actions of being a teen are very much adult. And so I do think that does complicate, okay, how do you crack down on this? Because you're dealing with kids, but the actions and consequences are adult. And I think you got to do probably a hybrid, like you said, where the kids are facing consequences, the parents are facing consequences. But if you're driving cars around and shooting guns and you shoot a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old and you've got a flamethrower, at some point you'd say,
a real world consequence.
That's a real world consequence. I'm sorry that you're 16, but and I do think that's why sometimes maybe multiple offenders, kids can be charged as adults.
I can't disagree with you on that. And I know that people were a bit up in arms over it, thinking that the kids were thrown in jail cells, and they weren't. The city says that they were all detained, and then all 23 parents, for all 23 kids, parents came and picked those kids up. And for those who are struggling, maybe with resources on how to better handle the situation, that they were all given resources that they could go to. And I hopefully that has like behavioral health response, for example.
No, to be clear,
for the parents.
For the parents, the kids were not arrested and thrown in jail. They were detained, and again, they were in.
Parents were called, and parents came to get the kids.
Yes, and they were in the police station's roll call room. And they said there were snacks on hand and social services on hand.
Yeah.
As you mentioned. So this is very different than throwing kids in jail. That's not what they were doing.
And maybe some of those kids, well, first of all, if you're 11 or 12, there's a likelihood that if you've gotten out and are doing this, that maybe things at home aren't great and that resources are lacking in that house. So I don't know. The problem is clearly much bigger than kids just one day deciding, hey, I'm going to go out and cause some trouble. That it all starts somewhere, doesn't it? And I think it's a much larger societal issue, but we do have to figure out a way as a city to not let that get out of control. We got to take care of the kids, but you can't let that get kind of out of control either, because we have a region to worry about. We have a city, we have a downtown, we have a region to worry about here, and the health of that region matters. And when stuff like that, if it were to get out of hand and start happening every weekend, where there's a takeover and people who are already not inclined to go to the city or even less inclined to go to the city, and people from outside the city, outside the region, see it and formulate an opinion on us, it all has effects on the entire city and region.
And the region is contributing to some of the city issues as well, because I think it's important to note that of the 23 juveniles who were detained on Friday night, 6 were from the city and 17 were from the county.
Right.
So they, it was spreading on social media where these street takeovers would be taking place.
Now, and I don't think the curfew is going to end all takeovers, but it's a tool in the toolbox to try and stop them. Because they're not good. I mean, a takeover isn't a good thing. And you can make the argument, well, usually people aren't getting hurt in them. And there was the shooting that happened this last time, so it's different. But in a lot of the takeovers, it's just a huge disruption. And people aren't seriously hurt, usually. But even if that's the case, they're still not good. You can't have them. You just can't have those things happening.
So we'll keep an eye on that and that story as well. Meanwhile, as far as where people do go, Ranj, I don't know if you saw that the St. Louis Business Journal listed the 43 largest museums and tourist attractions in St. Louis in 2025. And I'm not going to sit here and make you guess all of them. Bad radio. But do you want a quick guess at the number one tourist attraction? This would be the St. Louis area.
The number one tourist attraction in the St. Louis saw the most people. It's Gateway Arch.
So the Gateway Arch actually was number 6.
Oh.
Number 1, Forest Park, which makes sense. 15.5 million visitors in 2025.
Multiple museums.
Yep.
The Muni is there. The zoo is there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. So if you would have said, I didn't know the entire Forest Park could be one.
Well,
because I would have guessed the History Museum or the Art Museum. I wouldn't have said the whole thing. Well, yeah, obviously.
I don't.
I was.
Well, they are listed separately, though. The art museum is also on the list.
Well, that's unfair. This is a stupid list. Who put this list out?
Like the Business Journal. So number one, we need to get one of our reporters on it. We need to get Maria Kina on this. Who made this list?
Yeah, Maria, she's got other things going on right now. I don't know what the hell's going on, but she's got something
She's probably
special
trying to find the flamethrower guy from the Street Takeover.
Where the hell do you get a flamethrower?
Ask Bill Eigel.
Is it his? The book-burning flamethrower.
I don't know.
Who's got it?
You might have to buy a different flamethrower for burning books. Okay, so Forest Park was number one. Number two, Ballpark Village with 5 million visitors. Number three, St. Louis Zoo, which is in Forest Park, so it's different, but 2.65 million visitors. Number 4, Union Station. Number 5, City Foundry. And there's the Arch at number 6. Number 7 is the Ameristar Casino.
What? That's stupid. I mean, I love Ameristar, but what are we talking about here?
Twice as many people went to the Ameristar Casino as went to the Missouri Botanical Gardens. That's what's wrong with America today. We need to get more people to the Botanical Gardens.
They'd rather go, throw some chips down.
You should go look at the plants. Unbelievable succulents.
They don't want to do that.
Have you seen the succulents? At the Missouri Botanical Garden?
I have not.
Unbelievable
I will
succulents.
wait until the stink flower opens back up again. The death flower. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The one that smells like a rotting corpse. The corpse flower.
Mm-hmm.
I will wait until that one comes back, and then I will be there.
Well, the St. Louis Art Museum was 16th. And the Central Library, we just spoke.
We just talked to
with
Waller McGuire.
The Central Library was 20th with 276,000 people. And then the Missouri History Museum.
When we spoke to the CEO, the CEO who was on his way out, he's retiring, of the St. Louis Public Library, he was heartbroken when I told him I've never been in this main library here.
He didn't even speak.
Oh,
You
yeah,
stabbed him in the heart.
Yeah, he was really upset. I'm going to go over there and see him. It's right across the street. I should be able to go say hi. Okay. And I want the royal treatment.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
You know what the royal treatment is? I can speak as loudly as I want.
I accidentally did that yesterday when I got my library
In
card.
here? Yes, everybody can hear you.
At the Kirkwood Library. I know I've messed up so many news stories by laughing where they're doing real work in the newsroom and you hear my guffaw down the hallway. But no, I went and got my Kirkwood library card because it's different than the St. Louis County Library. And I was incredibly loud and had to apologize.
Do you know that right before the Kevin, Amy, and Chris show, right before it ended, because it was the three of us together, and then Kevin moved to the afternoons, I went around the newsroom and I interviewed everybody, asking them who was the loudest person in the office. And it was a tie between the two. It was either Kevin or you.
It was me laughing or Kevin talking.
That's what everybody said, that they can hear you down the hallway.
Yeah, well, look what you did. Now Steve broke up the show because of it.
That was good for decibels.
I bet it was Maria who complained the most.
Yeah, she's a big complainer, that Maria Kina.
Chris and Amy studio with us now.
Oh, she's standing right here. She walked in and we all thought, oh God, breaking news, what happened?
Something terrible has happened. Every time I see Maria, I think something terrible has happened.
So Josh Schertz, head coach at St. Louis University, the men's head basketball coach. They just had a appearance in the NCAA tournament. He has signed an extension. He's going to be on the show with us at 11 o'clock here on KMOX.
The St. Louis Work Zone Awareness Run is coming up Saturday, April 25th. So you still have about a month to train for it, but it's a lot of fun. You can bring the whole family. You can do the 5K. You can do the 1 mile fun run. The whole point of it is, as the name implies, to bring awareness to the work zones that you're going to see popping up around our county and city roads, the highways. When you see the cones, you see the MoDOT workers out there, put your phone down, slow down, make sure that all of those workers who are husbands and wives and moms and dads and sisters and brothers can get home safely to their families and have a little fun. Get outside, enjoy it. The 5K is right at the Missouri, the MoDOT headquarters at 141 and 40. So it's a lot of fun, a central location. It's a super affordable 5K. You can sign up for the Work Zone Awareness Run, the 5K and 1 mile fun run, just by Googling STL Work Zone Awareness Run.
Let's be honest, the hearing aid industry is broken. Overpriced clinics, pushy appointments, bills of $5,000 or more. That's the trap they hope you fall into. Don't let it happen. Audien Hearing is the escape. Their FDA-registered hearing aids cost just a fraction of the big brands, starting at only $98. Instead of paying as much as $5,000 plus all the doctor appointments and wasted time, you get what you need with no prescriptions, no office visits, no time wasted, and no crazy price tag. Call 800-700-HEAR. That's HEAR. Audien's cutting-edge devices are rechargeable, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. Try them risk-free for 45 days with lifetime support and real human help just a phone call away. Over 1 million people have already said yes to Audien Hearing. Join them. Don't let them take advantage of you. Break free from the trap. Call now 800-700-HEAR. That's HEAR for a very special offer. 800-700-HEAR or 800-700-4327.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
St. Louis Composting presents The Sounds of Spring.
Swing it along, and there it is, baby. The Cardinals take the lead as Albert Pujols comes through in the pit.
Obviously, the fans are the best fans in baseball. I got caught up so much into, the fans and the celebration, and everything that's going on with the Hall of Fame.
It wouldn't be opening day without a special tradition unlike any other. Please welcome the majestic hometown Budweiser Clydesdale.
I think the park, he did it. A grand slam, and it's 4-0.
And the pitch on the way.
There she goes, way back. It might be. It could be. It is a home run.
Enjoy your outdoor space this spring with vegetable gardens and fresh landscaping. With St. Louis Composting, order online for delivery or pick up premium soil, compost, and mulch at any of our 9 locations. St. Louis Composting, growing gardens, making memories.
Hi, it's Kevin Wheeler here with Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Welcome back, Gloria. Now, for years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your Guaranteed Sold program. So for those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing, inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my Guaranteed Sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one that I trust. Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
You know how we like to give things away, Ranj?
Well, I don't like to give my things away.
Well, in general.
Oh, things to people that we care about.
You need to
These
keep
people that we care about who listen to the show.
Yeah, you need to keep listening because we are going to give away 2 registrations for the Cardinals 5K.
Yes, for you and a friend or a family member or somebody you don't care for that much, but you're lonely.
You're lonely, or maybe you don't like them and you want to make them run a 5K.
Yeah, let me just, again, preface this giveaway with don't be one of those prize hawks, the people who are just waiting for us to give something away and they don't care what it is. It could be a bar of soap, but they just can't. They got to win.
Ron is going to make you run the 5K.
If you win this, you have to run a 5K. This isn't like something you could put on your table. You got to run a 5K. Yeah. So you're winning a 5K entry, and we'll do that before the show is over. You've got to be listening for your chance to win. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, you have. Well, but Big Blonde Dan yesterday offered to carry you in the 5K. At any rate, keep listening. The Cardinals 5K race, we'll give away a couple of those. Now, the St. Louis Magazine A-list. Do you remember when I didn't vote?
Last year, and we lost to Glover?
Probably by like 7 votes.
It was the best talk show or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were close.
I forgot to vote. Well, I couldn't log in. I had to keep sending my email. So
You
then
just don't care about the show.
Well, and I didn't tell my family to vote. That was like 100 votes right there.
You just don't care.
Well.
So, yes, the nomination phase is over.
Uh-huh.
And apparently we get to find out in May who is a finalist.
May?
May, yes. The nomination round has ended, according to STL Mag. So you must come back in May to vote. And I'm here to tell you right now, if you people did not nominate us, there's going to be trouble. There's going to be trouble.
Steve warned you about threats.
No, you did. And I don't.
That's right. I'm not your
Steve
boss.
probably, he's like, yeah, go ahead. Whatever works.
He goes, I don't care.
If we're not nominated, you're all in trouble.
Hey, someone texted in and said that the list cannot be, well, he said your list cannot be correct. It's not my list. It's from the St. Louis Business Journal. That's where I got it.
What's that?
Your list cannot be correct. There's no way Ballpark.
The tourist attractions.
Yeah, there's no way Ballpark Village did 5 million people. That's over 13,000 people all day, 7 days a week. I didn't do the math on that to make sure the texture's right, but it is the Business Journal list.
Yeah. So, thank you for the text message. You can always text the show at 314-436-7900. Odyssey is where you leave us voice messages. Marianne left us one earlier. She's really concerned about where Cardinals games are going to be on TV. You can go to cardinals.tv and subscribe, but just listen to this station. Just listen to us. Hey, remember how yesterday, Amy, I was telling you about my experience at Reagan Airport, how there were no issues whatsoever. It was a cramped airport. Wasn't my favorite.
It was a little circular for his liking.
As far as getting in and getting out, it was great. It just, the waiting period, once you get through security and then you have to wait for your flight, they've got 9 gates crammed into this small circular area.
But you didn't wait. It was efficient. There was no problems at Reagan.
Let's say you go to Terminal 2
Mm-hmm.
and you come in here at Lambert, and you go all the way to the left, and you go all the way to the left again, and there's that end area where there are like maybe 3 or 4 gates.
Yep.
It's an area smaller than that with 9 gates.
That's unbelievable.
That's the whole airport. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it was fine getting through security, no problems. Well, the president has sent ICE agents to Reagan National, which I don't understand why he sent them there, because there was nothing going on there.
Because we know in Houston,
I got through in 4 minutes.
Yeah, Houston has huge issues. Atlanta, massive issues. I believe George Bush, big issues. But Lambert, no issues. I had multiple friends and family flying in and out over the past week. Lambert, they were in and out in 5 minutes. And you mentioned Reagan was a few minutes. So it does seem that Reagan is one of the airports that did not need help.
And by the way, it wasn't just my experience. It was 5 minutes and everybody else had a tough time. No, I was checking throughout the weekend and in the days leading up to my flight to just see what it was all about. And the wait time, according to their website, was always less than 5 minutes to get through security. There was no issue at Reagan. This is either eyewash or they're testing something out here to see how it goes and see how far they could push it, which, not a big fan. When we come back, the head coach of the Billikens basketball team who has signed an extension, Josh Schertz. He is great, and he is next on KMOX.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laterman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laterman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laterman Law Firm at latermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched wordmark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. The work is guaranteed, and it's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. No extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, since 1926, 100 years. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 11 o'clock, we have sunny skies, 49 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch. A data center developer has offered the city of Festus a lot of money, but hasn't said what company might use the site.
They have not told us as yet who it is, an end user. We do not know who the end user might be.
That's Mayor Sam Richards speaking on Total Information AM. He says CRG's proposal includes a $5 million payment for a new fire station, as well as $40 million in community benefit payments over a decade. Hundreds of residents packed a public meeting at the high school gym Monday night. The Festus City Council could vote on the proposal next week. With many TSA agents not being paid for a month, many are not showing up for work at airport security lines. The Trump administration has sent some ICE agents to the most impacted. At Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, travelers talk about the experience.
So you've been waiting here all night and morning? Yes, sir. And so what time is your flight? 10:25. 10:25. So you guys, I've been seeing you guys standing here for a little bit. What are you guys waiting on exactly?
Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting on some friends that are checking their bags. We're waiting until the check bag opens, and then we're going to be able to move forward. That's kind of been a theme I've been seeing with some people going through the line today.
Senators are discussing a proposal to end the Homeland Security budget stalemate by funding much of the department, but not immigration and customs enforcement. A new poll finds most Californians support a proposed billionaire tax.
The ballot measure would impose a one-time 5% tax on the net worth of the state's billionaires. UC Berkeley political science professor Eric Schickler.
About 52% in favor, 31% opposed, and the rest undecided.
Political strategist Brandon Castillo says opponents are racing to collect signatures for another ballot measure that would nullify the billionaire tax.
Even the most well-connected grassroots organizations have a really hard time collecting signatures by volunteer basis.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
After 37 years, the CEO of the St. Louis Public Library is stepping down. Waller McGuire says, "We're the envy of the world."
We trace ourselves back to 1893 was when we were established as a free public library, but we've got a history long before that. So that builds a rich, historic, really quite remarkable collection. There are amazing things in the building across the street, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world, but it pales before the things that it holds. So that is unusual.
McGuire will step down in October. From the KMOX Business Desk, City Foundry nominated once again for Best Food Hall in the country in the USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. It's the fourth year in a row it's earned the recognition. St. Louisans can vote now through April 13th. The one to beat, Mother Road Market in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It came in at number 1 the past 2 years in a row. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, the weather sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. It looks like we're going to have a mix of clouds and sun today with a high of 61. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 45, and then partly sunny tomorrow, breezy, warmer in the afternoon. We could hit a high of 81, which would be pretty close to the record of 84 set back in 1907. Right now we have sunshine, 49 degrees in Florissant, 51 in St. Peters, and 49 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Mark Scores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Trey way out, gets a drive, gets it deep. Robbie, right corner. Bang! Robbie Avila on fire.
What a season for Billikens basketball here in St. Louis. They go to the NCAA tournament, a round 1 win, and then a loss to what many people believe is the best team in the country in Michigan. And also a new contract extension for our next guest. He is the head coach of the Billikens basketball team, Josh Schertz, who is with us. Amy Mark Scores, Chris Ranji on KMOX. Josh, congratulations, and thank you for being with us today.
No, appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate all the coverage all year.
So we loved watching. In fact, we got Amy to watch basketball.
You guys got me to watch basketball. I would watch during March Madness in previous years, but this Billikens team and the character, the personality, the joy of this team was so much fun that you guys had me following basketball all year long.
How about that? That's incredible. There was a lot of things we accomplished. That might be towards the top of the list of unlikely things to have happened in 25, 26.
If you've written those things down, just put Amy at the top now.
That might be number 1. That might move to number 1. Yeah, that might be the top of the list.
But I mean, all joking aside, it was because it was so captivating. It was so much fun. The Billikens were the best game in town, especially with, the Blues struggled, the Cardinals struggled, City SC struggled. And here you have the Billikens winning night after night, and not just winning, but having fun. Your relationship with with all the players, but especially with Robbie Avila and the jokes you guys give each other back and forth on Twitter, and it was so much fun. I think you guys really captivated the city. It was something special.
Yeah, no, I think certainly agreed. It was a great journey. An unbelievable group of young men and coming together to really sacrifice, try to accomplish something special. I think the city wrapped their arms around this group, supported them. They played in a way that I think, the city respects, right? I mean, they played incredibly hard. They played as a team. They played for each other. As you said, there's a lot of joy and passion and care for each other. And, people still want to see that in sports. I know it's changed a lot in the landscape of, college and professionalization of college sports, but people still want to see a team that goes out and competes every single day and plays for each other and puts the team first and represents the city and what the city kind of is built on. And I think, this group did a really good job of that. And I think, we saw reap the benefits of it. You look at the crowds and how things got in January and February. And, it really, enhanced the journey for all of us. And for a lot of our players was, you walk in and you're playing in front of, 10,000 plus in Chaffetz and the atmosphere and energy of the building was electric. And we were really fortunate. It was a special year and certainly a great building block, hopefully for, what we want to do on a regular basis.
What was this a week like for you? Because, you had these tournament games, big win against Georgia, the game against Michigan, all of that comes to an end. You lose Robbie to graduation, and then you have this contract that you've signed. That's a lot to have happen in about a 3 or 4 days period.
Yeah, there's a lot on your plate. Unfortunately, all these things happen at once usually, in terms of, jobs and contracts and extensions, and do you want to, decision making, and it all kind of coalesces around the NCAA tournament. So, losing Robbie, of course, to graduation is, you're shattered. You're gutted. He's a guy that, and it's not like the relationship ends. It doesn't, but it's always different when you see somebody every single day. And, Robbie and my relationship's 5 years now, going back to recruiting him out of high school, and it'll go the rest of my life. I mean, Robbie be a part of my life the rest of my life, and his family as well, Juan and Katie and the whole group, Grace and Juan, just everybody there with them. And certainly, was happy and proud that, his career ended on the biggest stage. We played, the primetime game, noon on Saturday, standalone NCAA tournament game with, millions and millions watching. And so for him to end his career on that stage, did really warm my heart. Of course, you're sad that it's over. And then, you're dealing with contracts and everything else that swirls around the tournament, and you're making decisions that are, significant life decisions, and you have to kind of, compartmentalize and do what you can. The main thing's the main thing, which is, what do we got to do to play our best basketball? What do we got to do to beat Georgia? What do we got to do to try to beat Michigan? And then, on the flip side, you're making some, significant life decisions during that time as well.
Just kind of going back to that big stage, as you mentioned, with millions and millions watching. And I know the city all felt an enormous amount of pride seeing St. Louis, the St. Louis Billikens on that stage. Now that you can look back at it, how was that experience for you and the team, just knowing you are in the big dance with millions of eyeballs on you?
Yeah, it's a culmination of a lot of hard work. I've coached, 28 years. And so, it's a lot going into that. I was fortunate to be in the tournament a lot in Division II, but it certainly, is not comparable to the level of, scrutiny and the stage that, Division I provides. And, we win the first game, a late night game against Georgia. Now you're playing, the number one team in the country on the, in prime time on that Saturday. It's the first game. And like I said, standalone game. And you can just feel the arena. I mean, it's packed. I mean, I don't know how many that seats, but I mean, it was packed to the rafters, and so many Billiken fans made the trip, and it was so great to see. I mean, that place was roaring. I mean, every time we scored, made a run, we hit a big shot to cut it to 61-57 in the middle of the second half, and it felt like a home game, and so it was a great it was a great experience. I think it's a great experience for our coaches. It's a great experience for our players. Particularly the ones that have an opportunity to return. I think, you now know a number of things. The guys that come back, they've played on a championship team. They've won a championship in the Atlantic 10. They've played in the NCAA tournament. They've won a game in the NCAA tournament. They've seen what the number one team in the country looks like. There's an incredible amount of experience and data for all of us collected in there. And I think the biggest thing as a coach is, now that you've been there, it's how do we get back there and how do we win that game and are playing, this weekend. And there's a variety of things that have to happen for that to occur. But that's really the sentiment is, all right, that was amazing. How do we put ourselves back in that situation and put ourselves in a position to, next time we're there, advance and continue playing?
Billikens head coach Josh Schertz with us on KMOX. And what you're talking about now is a challenge for mid-major universities that do have a difficult time with scheduling other teams that would help raise the profile and the resume when it comes tournament time, and to get that at large bid. And you coached obviously coach of the Billikens now. High Point you were a coach at, they made a bit of a tournament appearance here, and their head coach was pretty vocal about that. And Queens, you were a coach for Queens as well, which was also in the tournament. So you're talking about all these universities that have a difficult time scheduling good opponents because those high majors don't want to play. So what do you think, if anything, can be done to even that out? Because the mid majors do get penalized at the end of the year through no fault of their own.
Yeah, I think, look, everything in life is always usually skewed to, to benefit the top, right? And then you can look at anything, and the top of anything usually gets the breaks or the preponderance of rules, are designed to benefit them and enhance that gap. I mean, the top usually drives a lot of things, and they don't want that chasm to close, right? So they want to continue to keep that separation. I think, for us, you have to look at a couple things. One, hopefully our profile raised with what we did this year, and now we're in a position where we'd be a more attractive scheduling option for some high majors. Are we going to get them in home series? Like, probably not. It's hard. I don't know that many, high majors want to come play at Chaffetz. There's a variety of reasons for that. But can we get them on a neutral floor? Can we schedule other, teams in our similar circumstance like we did this year with Santa Clara and Grand Canyon and San Francisco, right? And, play other teams that, hey, you guys are elite at this level too. And it's about getting as many quad 1, quad 2 games as you need, balancing that with the right amount of quad 4s. I think there's a formula to attacking the net. We've been pretty good at it, the last couple of years. I mean, I think at Indiana State, we're the highest ranked net team not to make it this year. Obviously, we got in as a single digit seed as an at-large. But I think hopefully our profile is raising. Would look, if Missouri called and said, hey, we want to, we want to play a home and home, we'd sign that today. If they want to play in a neutral, we'd sign that today. If other, Kansas State, whomever, Kansas, whatever, we would do those things. I think we got to look and be creative. Can we look at, could we get a high major game and get it at the Enterprise Center and do it there? Would they do it there? I mean, we're just got to look at all different options to put together a schedule that gives us the best chance. But we just showed this year, like those other teams, Miami of Ohio, High Point, they wouldn't have had it. Miami of Ohio did obviously get in, but they had to go 31-0 to do it. But, High Point and some of these teams couldn't get in at large. We were able to schedule well enough to get in at large, but certainly we want to continue to enhance our schedule because part of the reason, part of the way of advancing past the second round is to improve your seed line. And so what can we do now to get ourselves to where, we're not in that 8-9 game and, we're a 6 seed or a 5 seed, or what's the ceiling on that? And certainly we're looking at all different metrics, try to put together a schedule to give us the best chance to earn at large and to get as high a seed as possible.
Talking to Josh Schertz right now on KMOX, and obviously you want the best schedule you can possibly get. You got to win those games. It's difficult to attract those teams to want to play you. And some people will just say, well, just play all road games. You can't really. Yeah. Can you explain why you can't really do that as a college basketball program? That yes, you can play road games non-conference, but it can't just be that.
Yeah, well, because it's not just playing. People think it's just play as many quad 1, quad 2 games you can play. And like, if that was the case, you see a lot of teams at lower levels, right? They play 14 non-conference games, all 14 or bye games on the road because their function is to raise money for the school, right? So they just go and they're, 0-14 or 2-12 or 1-13, and they're not getting at-large bids. It's not about how many. It's about. I mean, the thing that drives at-large bids is winning. You have to win. You have to play games you can actually win. It doesn't matter if you play, 14 of them in non-conference. If you don't win, you get penalized, right? So that's the starting point. The second part is, to play those, high majors on the road and what we call a bye game, you're going to be at a disadvantage. I mean, that's just the reality. Like, they're going to buy you. You're going to play on their home court, and their officials are going to officiate the game. And their officials know, they're not your officials, they're not Atlantic 10 officials. They're, SEC or Big East or Big 10 or whatever. And again, you got to be better than them because at the end of the day, like, all the leagues know, every league's trying to maximize bids. And so guarantee games usually got to be about 10 points better than whoever you're playing at to go in and play, and on the road particularly. So, the threading the needle is, the neutral site games are usually better than the road games. You don't want to get bought. And you want to, if you're going to play a home and home series, of course you'll go on the road. But at St. Louis, I mean, we're not in a position we're going to go, get bought and go say, hey, we're just going to go play, Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and whomever else and just get bought and play, 10, 12 road games and see what happens. And that'll be great. Now, if we win them all, it's awesome. But if you don't, you're out of the NCAA tournament before it gets started. And so, that's why you don't do that. That's why you don't put yourself in that position. You got to play games, and you got to play games you can win, and you give yourself the best chance. And that's the needle you got to thread.
So now that you're going to be here for a while in St. Louis, what will it take for you to buy more drinks at the bar for everybody?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, it's got to be a big time win. I think is really the next thing. It's got to be some sort of, massive W that we have to get. So it'll have to be sometime next year. The line keeps moving up. This year it was, a great win over Dayton and really congratulating and trying to thank our student fans who that week we had GW and Dayton at home, and they packed that place, and what an atmosphere that was in both those games. We had two massive, home wins, and they were a huge part of it. So that was my thank you. But that line's got to keep moving, just like everything else. It's you can't stay static. So it had to be a massive home win. Then I'll be at Humphreys, serving drinks and picking up the tab. So we'll see what hopefully that happens next year, because that means we had a heck of a win.
Give us a heads up, would you? I'll be there. I didn't know.
He'll call you personally.
It was interesting because I thought I'm going to go over there and I'm going to just buy drinks, which was my initial plan. Next thing you know, I'm in there. I'm serving drinks. I'm making drinks. I'm drinking the drinks. Some of them, maybe not as much as I would have. Much more than I thought. A lot since I was college, but and so it turned into a lot more involved than what I had initially thought, which was me go thank everybody and pay. I didn't realize I was going to be working, paying, serving, and drinking all at the same time. So it was quite the evening.
You put your hand in the tip jar?
I tried to. They didn't let me tip. They tipped the other people that were just helping me, but no, I didn't get tipped. It was nothing. I walked out of there, with a big bill. Have drank more alcohol than I wanted to, and served the entire masses there at Humphreys. So it was a great night, and again, it was really just a sincere thank you to those students who, like I said, I was there, last year, and it wasn't great, and to see them come out and do that and over and over and over again just was incredible. And it wasn't a coincidence we went 19-0 at home. Obviously you have great players, but the fans and the students and the people that make the atmosphere, that's a huge part of it. You don't win a championship unless you have a great home court advantage, and we created that in Shapus this year. Certainly the team did, but our fans, the community, and our students.
Congratulations on a great season, Josh Schertz. I know the Billikens fans loved it, and even those who weren't Billikens fans paid attention and had a good time with it. And we are happy that you'll be sticking around for a bit longer here in St. Louis. And thank you for your time today as well.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
Head coach Josh Schertz of the St. Louis men's Billikens basketball team into the NCAA tournament this year. Their run is over. I suspect they're going to make another appearance again. He's a very, very good coach. Love talking to him as well. It's Chris and Amy show. The Gas House Gang is at 12 today. Bernie, Ackerman, and me will talk about the Cardinals roster. We know what it is as the season starts Thursday. This is KMOX.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores. This is the top of the line. A complete metabolism system. An all-natural weight loss option, by the way, for people who don't want to get into prescriptions. If you don't like needles, this is for you. And it gets your metabolism working at peak levels, helps you with appetite control and cravings, all-day focused energy. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they will knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. To find your location, go to supplementsuperstores.com.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Universal Windows Direct. March is that time of year when a lot of us start thinking about fresh starts, spring cleaning, that kind of stuff. If you are in the market for replacement windows, here's the deal from Universal. When you buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free with no limit, 24 months with no payments and no interest, giving you 2 full years to enjoy the comfort before paying a dime. $500 bonus off your home improvement project, 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it.
The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't.
See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry. Offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Okay, I have some really good news. While we do have the 0% a lot, we do have it on our regular products because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there, and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Well, this is a terrible story.
Doesn't sound like it. You're going to hate this story. This is awful. Listen to this. Go ahead. All right. Well,
now.
Go ahead. What happened?
So, you know what it is? It's striking. It strikes you. It's a lot to process.
All right. Well, tell me about it.
This is from ABC News. I'm just going to read their post, their tweet. A man who is a quadruple amputee cornhole champion is facing murder charges for allegedly shooting and killing someone in his vehicle while he was driving, according to authorities in Maryland. So,
would you like to? Okay.
USA Today said that this guy once said that he believed God put him on this planet to inspire others that they could achieve anything, and I think he's done it.
Amy. Why are you laughing about a murder?
Funny.
You were laughing about a murder.
Funny. There's too much in the headline. It's not funny. You know what? It's not funny at all. It's actually really, really terrible. I just can't process. And I think what's happening is it's taking a life on of its own online. That's what's dangerous, because this is a real story. These are real people. And someone's actually dead.
So yeah, somebody did die. Did they? Who did he kill? Just a random person or somebody he knew? I don't know that it makes it better or worse. I'm just wondering what the full story is.
Information posted by the sheriff's department said 2 people flagged down police officers and said they were passengers in the backseat of a car that the guy was driving. All 4 people knew each other.
Okay.
The witnesses told the officers that the guy, his last name is Weber, pulled over after the shooting and asked them to pull the victim out of the car. The witness refused, got out of the car, and left the scene. Weber then fled, the shooter, with the victim still in the vehicle. He kept driving.
Oh, so he kept driving. Okay.
Yeah, because he asked the people to get the dead guy out of his car.
All right. So, I mean, this is quite an accomplishment. And I can tell, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
That the person who, read the headline again. Read the headline one more time, and I want it exactly the way it was written.
Okay. So while driving, okay, so this is ABC News. A man who is a quadruple amputee cornhole champion is facing murder charges for allegedly shooting and killing someone in his vehicle. the USA Today.
So that was the headline.
Yeah, USA Today was quadruple amputee cornhole player accused of fatally shooting a man while driving.
Okay. So I promise you that in both cases, the person writing the headline was giggling the whole time.
No, you can't say that.
I guarantee you they were giggling.
I think-
guarantee it. They knew what they were doing by including all of that information. Because it could have just been a man shot a passenger in his vehicle.
That's
they
a
didn't
good
have to
point.
include the amputee or the cornhole champion. That's not. How do you? I'm just telling you that they knew exactly what was going on.
Actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
Well,
he has to be punished for this. He's got to. It's a murder. You don't get to commit murder even if you're missing your limbs.
USA Today goes on to explain that cornhole is a game in which small bags filled with dried corn are tossed at a target consisting of...
I know what cornhole is.
Well, they just...
Why are you telling me? Yes,
because
I know.
it's in the story.
Okay.
Consisting of an inclined wooden platform with a hole at one end.
Yes, I know what cornhole is.
There's just a lot of information in the headline, and all of that information is then explained in greater detail in the story.
I'm telling you, they did that on purpose. It wasn't a news thing where I just want to include as much information as possible in the headline. It was, how can I get people to look at this and go, what? And maybe giggle.
And I think that's the thing, is that sometimes online can dehumanize.
And a person has texted
died.
into the show.
Oh, yeah.
And said, how does a quadruple amputee shoot someone or be a cornhole champion? My question is, how do you do both and drive? Well, I know that there are ways to drive. There are ways to operate a vehicle. The other stuff here is incredible.
Unfortunately, I say this for the defendant, although fortunately for the prosecution, there is, I guess, the defendant, the suspect, he has videos online of him shooting guns. So there is that. You can't, he can't say, hey, that's just not practical. He does have, I guess he is a gun guy.
How do you do the shooting and the driving all at the same time?
Well, I think there's just, that's the reason why in a very serious story, you inappropriately might giggle, because there's that nervous realization that you can't process all the information.
Well, you
you're reading.
giggled at first. You started the story by laughing at it, and you said, this story is terrible.
I know. We did have a
say
texter
that.
complain that they couldn't understand what I was saying because I was laughing.
Well,
it was I think I agree with you, Ranch. They didn't need to include the cornhole champion in the headline.
There's a reason they did that. It's because it's funny.
No, it's because it's just a lot to process. I think we can all say that.
It's funny.
No, it's a murder at any rate.
Well, as murders go, this is one of the funnier ones.
No, it's not. No, you can't say that.
Well, murder is
Texters can get mad at Ranch.
I didn't do anything. I didn't write the headline.
I don't think it was a self-driving car. That's a good question, but I don't think it was.
What are the rules for a self-driving car? Do you have to have arms? And what do they?
I don't know. But anyway, I know that things are, you can adapt. It's not so much that if you isolate one aspect, it's not funny. It's just that it was so much to process. But also cornhole. I think cornhole is a funny sport, and I think that's why.
It's a lot of fun when you've got Busch Light. You got a beer in your hand or however you hold it, and you're playing cornhole.
Cornhole is a funny sport. It's serious too.
This baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. That's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. So make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. And since FanDuel is the home of home runs, maybe you want to take a look at a future home run bet like Alex Bregman with the 21.5. That's what the over-under total is for the season. You think he'll go over that this year? He just might. And if you do, play your game right now with FanDuel and make that bet. Head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's Dave from The Glover Show, trying to explain The Glover Show. So when I was a younger man, I used to go to happy hour almost every night, and I loved it. And I've always thought of my show as being like happy hour. It's always interesting. It's often silly, but not always. You know, there are real things to talk about amongst friends, politics, and personal things. So that's what it is, really. It's happy hour for thousands of us every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in and join the happy hour.
The reason many of us hate insurance companies is because some of them act like bullies. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been dealing with these creatures my whole career. Whether it's a workers' comp claim, an auto accident, or a nursing home or medical mishap, the playbook is often the same: deny and delay. We became the largest injury firm in America for a reason. We fight the bullies. They know who we are, and I know it makes a difference for our clients. Just go to forthepeople.com and see our results and our verdicts after those bullies gave us their final offer. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. It's easy to get going. Visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer, or call us on your cell at Pound Law, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It is beautiful out there, though. Let's see. A few clouds in the sky outside Studio B, but it's sunny. Will be that way most of the day. 51 degrees now, a high of 61. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 41. Weather sponsored by the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness 5K and 1 Mile Fun Run.
Help us raise awareness for safe driving as the construction season kicks off with the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness 5K and 1 Mile Fun Run, Saturday, April 25th in Chesterfield. And please buckle up, phone down so we all get home safe. Brought to you by Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, let's talk about refinancings, and let's just bottom line this. Everyone needs money at some point in their life.
You know what, Dave? There's so many different ways you can make money. Number one, go to a lower rate. If you're financed over the last 3 years, chances are you're paying a higher rate than what you can today. Refinance with the Bagel loan, no closing costs at all. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people are concerned not about the cash flow, but overall interest that you're paying. Go from a 30-year to a 20-year. The rates are lower on a 20-year versus a 30-year. Save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And third is the really easy way. You need cash. I need cash. Take cash out. Refinance now. Take the money you need. Keep the payment the same. It's easy. It's simple. All with no closing costs with that Bagel loan.
If you're looking to save money, get a little cash to your pocket and do it with the right person, give Stewie a call or a text on his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
Join us for the Rally With Us MLB Opening Day events on March 25th, 9 to 1 p.m. at the Rally House Brentwood Point location. There'll be a live broadcast, giveaways, and the first 100 customers through the doors receive a Valley House Opening Day scratcher ticket. And don't forget to pick up your Opening Day gear while you stop in. Rally House is your home for outrageously authentic Cardinals gear, on-field hats, jerseys, and apparel straight from the source. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
How good is Maria Keenan? She's really the best. And she's upset that we talked about that
Well,
story.
I didn't mean to
and
be.
you started
well,
it.
I what happened is I didn't mean to be insensitive, but I believe there are certain words that are difficult to say in a serious setting or with any type of somber or grave tone. One of those words is snack. You can't have like, oh, a man was, brutally killed by a shark who ate him as a snack. Snack is a fun word. You can't put snack in a serious sentence. I think another one of those words is cornhole.
Well,
I think and it just threw me off. So I apologize. I was not trying to be insensitive. It was just a lot to process all at once.
Speaking of cornhole, I know I brought this up when we talked a brief moment about DTF St. Louis yesterday, which is the show on HBO with Jason Bateman and David Harbour. And if you've not seen the show, I happen to think it is a good show. I like it. I wish I didn't know anything about St. Louis, though, but because while I'm watching it and they try to make St. Louis references, and we've talked about some of them before, like referring to the area as St. Louis Metro County.
Yeah.
Which nobody has ever said St. Louis Metro County.
The sheriff, the St. Louis, sheriff that does all of the law enforcement.
Or the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office, the county sheriff's office being like next to the arch, because there's a scene where the arch is in the background. Or during the last episode, they're sitting out front of a sign in a big, really nice building in the background, in this stone sign with with metal wording on it that says Washington University in St. Louis Elementary School, right? So stuff like that. Again, the show, the story, I am into the story, and I'm very curious to see how this is all going to turn out. But what bothers me is because I'm from here, I'm from this area, I know about it, and the show just does not do a very good job. And I know it's not their intent. I know that's not what they set out to do, but it doesn't do a very good job of capturing the spirit of St. Louis. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel like St. Louis at all. And I wish that if there was going to be a show on a primetime slot on HBO, and HBO always puts their big shows at like 8 o'clock on Sunday or 9 o'clock. If they're going to do that, and it's going to be St. Louis is in the title of the show, I just wish they would have captured the essence of the city a little bit. And they just, I know it's not their intent. I know it's not going to matter to 99% of the country, but to me it does. And I just wish that they're like feature the city a little bit so that people from the outside would be like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Maybe I want to go see that someday.
Yeah. So I think they have inadvertently exposed their own either prejudice against Midwestern towns or their cavalier attitude towards it. It doesn't matter. It's St. Louis. Nobody cares. Because the whole point of the show is to say, hey, even if you live in flyover country, if you live in St. Louis, Missouri, which nobody thinks anything of, they still do wild and crazy things. That's the reason why it's DTF St. Louis. That's why they picked St. Louis, was this sleepy Midwest town. The problem is, or city, the thing is, they accidentally betrayed their own carelessness about Midwestern towns because they didn't even care to say, our goal is not just to show that in St. Louis you can do all these crazy things. Our goal would be to show that St. Louis actually has a real personality with real people who live there and a real vibe and a real spirit, but they didn't care enough because again, they're rather ironically illustrating the whole reason they made the show is you live in California, live in New York, you don't care. We are what the kids call NPCs.
Now, on the other
non-player characters, that's what we are.
I get it, but on the other end of that, Ted Lasso, which is a bigger show and has a much, much bigger following, and always is going to because it's very, very popular. They filmed their season 4, and in part of the season, the head coach, who everybody knows is from Kansas City, so Jason Sudeikis, the actor, is from KC, and in the show, he plays somebody from Kansas City, and they did actual filming in Kansas City for season 4 of Ted Lasso. So they're going to show some KC stuff in the upcoming Ted Lasso season. So it will actually it'll be featured. They don't even do establishing shots in St. Louis. Like the time they showed Market Street, there are a couple of times actually they show Market Street and the sign Market Street, but it's not our market. It's Atlanta, I think. It's somewhere else. It's not ours. And so that's, again, I realize this is not important to the actual story of what's going on. They could have picked any Midwestern town for this to be taking place in. It's just that from a St. Louis viewpoint, the lens I'm looking at it through, I wish they had the feel of St. Louis right.
But don't you think
they don't at all?
Don't you think it matters that Jason Sudeikis is from Kansas City?
Yeah.
So when you talk about Ted Lasso, he probably said, hey.
Well, he made sure that happened.
Yeah, he's going to put his thumb on the scale for Kansas City, but Jason Bateman's not from St. Louis.
I do kind of wish there was somebody from
there.
Well, there is one person in the show who is from the area who was born on Scott Air Force Base,
well,
and that is Peter Sarsgaard. He's in the show. He's got a smaller role, but he is in it. So,
but might not have that in the same way. Like, he didn't go to high school here, did he? In St. Louis?
I don't know where
Because
he went
Jason
to high school.
Sudeikis, Overland Park, Kansas City, that whole area. I mean, he has Kansas City memories. He has a reason, and he has probably the experience to put a thumb on the scale for Kansas City. St. Louis doesn't have it. And I agree, because it feels like what they did for the show DTF St. Louis is literally use the name St. Louis and nothing else.
That's really that's exactly how
else.
it feels. Now, Sarsgaard, as I mentioned, born on Scott Air Force Base. He went to high school in Connecticut, went to Bard College in New York, transferred from Bard to Wash U.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a little bit. He was born here, and then he finished college here. So it's not. I mean, he could have had a little input on it, but I'm not exactly sure how much influence he was allowed to give.
Yeah.
Right? But
and also, I don't know if he would have said, hey, it's not the St. Louis County Sheriff. It's not the St. Louis. What was it? The St. Louis
Metro County.
Metro County. Yeah. And maybe he doesn't remember, didn't care, didn't know. Who knows, how much he got into all of that when he was a student at Wash U.
They did give a nod to Kevin Klein by naming the community pool Kevin Klein Community Pool,
And it was
which is
closed.
It was closed.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know that most people aren't going to care, and I am still invested in the story. I'm very curious to see how it turns out. We could use a little victory every now and then,
So
I think.
if we had changed the name to, you said Twyla, Missouri was a suburb.
So, and that's the other thing, is that this whole thing is taking place in what they call a suburb of St. Louis, and it is named Twyla,
So let's
which
say-
does not exist. There is no Twyla, Missouri.
Let's say the name of the show was DTF Twyla. Never mentioned St. Louis. Would there be anything in the show that you would say, hey, I think this is St. Louis?
Only that the St. Louis County Sheriff, and they put the arch in the background.
So I
But
guess
that
it
wouldn't
would
make
be-
any sense.
It would just be the arch, because it would be the Twyla. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. I wish that they would have done a better job of that. I know it wasn't their driving force in putting the show together, but I want St. Louis on a national level. I want somebody out there to think we're cool. Just somebody nationally, please like us.
Now,
Wouldn't you mind?
I don't know if it's St. Louis, but maybe we'll get into this later on this week. But there was a Wall Street Journal story on all of the people moving to the Midwest from coastal cities and how they love the Midwest. I believe the Wall Street Journal story might have focused more on Minnesota or Wisconsin. But there's a news story I have not yet read, but in the Atlantic. And it is why everyone is moving to the Midwest. A big pull, of course, is affordability. But I will say the Midwest is having a moment right now.
Well, let's get into this a little bit more tomorrow when we have some time. It's the Chris and Amy Show. Tomorrow, we are broadcasting live from Rally House. We'll be there at the Eager Road location. So that is there are two in the Brentwood area. We're going to be at the one where the Chick-fil-A is. So there's a little shopping center, Chick-fil-A. There's a boba tea place. It's right next to it. So you can come down and see us. We'll be there from 9 until 1. This show's from 9 to noon. Matt Adams will be our guest. He is going to be on the show starting at 11:30 and then from 12 until 1. Looking forward to talking to him. Speaking of the Cardinals, it is time now to give away a free registration for the Cardinals 5K April 18th. So this is a free registration for you and a friend. If you are caller number 7 to the contest line, at 314-955-1120. 955-1120. You'll go to this race for free. And again, you got to run a 5K. Just want to make it clear you're entering to run a 5K. Good luck. 955-1120. This is KMOX.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Hot matchup, colder drinks, only at Busch Stadium when the Cardinals host the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday, March 29th. Fans will take home a stainless steel Cardinals tumbler presented by Coca-Cola and Quick Trip, designed to lock in the cold and show off your Cardinals pride. It's the perfect companion for 9 innings and beyond. A practical addition to any Cardinals collection that'll keep you cool all game long. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Italian subs for your finance team at Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. Easy Cater. Food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpracticed your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If snow and cold has you thinking spring, why don't you do something constructive and call Chesterfield Fence and Deck? Let this be the year that you have that beautiful outdoor space that you've always wanted. Whether you're talking about a new deck, a patio, a pergola, They do all of it. And of course, fences as well, sunrooms, screen rooms. You can visit their beautiful showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best since 1968. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, comprehensive material warranties provided. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now, if you're looking for the rock bottom cheapest price, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is not it. What they are is the company that guarantees their work and has been doing great work for 57 years. Quality work that will last for a long, long time. So you can enjoy your outdoor space for years to come. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. ChesterfieldFence.com.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
So a bill was introduced to the Senate yesterday. It's a bipartisan bill that would ban prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket from accepting or listing sports events and casino-style games. So, on Polymarket and Kalshi, different than sports gambling, these prediction markets, which they don't call making bets, they call it like investing, basically. It's all semantics, but
there's no real house.
There's no real house.
Yeah.
So traditional sports gambling is regulated by states. Prediction markets use a different technical trading mechanism. Yeah, they call it trades.
Mm-hmm.
And they use futures or commodities contracts. So that falls under, that is all done like offshore with Polymarket. And that's why they were betting on who would Trump pick for vice president. Would they attack Iran? We talked about this before. Well, anyway, the president of the NCAA was on CBS Mornings, President Charlie Baker, and he was talking about the hate and vitriol that's being directed at student athletes now, and most of it, especially during the tournament, and most of it being driven by betting.
If you track any of the nonsense that they deal with, both in the arena and on social media, it's brutal. And I think we're the only league that actually hires somebody to track that stuff during our championships. And it's thousands and thousands of really abusive information and messages that are being directed at young people and at coaches and officials too. And if you sit behind any of these teams during the tournament, you will hear just an incredible amount of vitriol that's being directed at the kids who are playing. And, frankly, it's horrible behavior. If we find people in the social media space who are misbehaving in a significant way, we literally notify the platforms and tell them to get those people off. But the bottom line is this is all being driven by betting. We have a deal with Venmo to help us shut people off when they're harassing some of the kids because they don't deliver on their prop. I mean, This is crazy town with respect to how this is working right now.
So again, NCAA President Charlie Baker on CBS Mornings. And again, kind of two different things because sports gambling is sports gambling and people are betting on March Madness. But then you also have the prediction markets and people are betting, or I guess we should say trading on the futures of these sports outcomes. And the Senate bill is bipartisan. Adam Schiff is one of the sponsors, and then John Curtis out of Utah. I think the prediction markets are a huge issue. I think sports betting in general can be really tough, especially with athletes getting a lot of hate from people who are losing money. But I think the quicker that Congress can move to kind of reel in these prediction markets, that is going to be good. Now, it's only sports right now. It's only sports that they're trying to reel in.
Yeah, sports they have a much bigger problem when it comes to military campaigns and stuff like that, which you should never be allowed to bet on and make money off it. That's ripe for all kinds of unethical stuff. But as you know, I'm a proponent of sports betting in general, but I am also in favor of them figuring out a way to curb the prop bets, the individual prop bets, especially when it comes to college. Congratulations to Susan from Maryville, Illinois, is going to go run that Cardinals 5K, and we will be giving away registrations for the rest of the week. Got to be listening for your chance to win. The Gas House Gang, though, is coming up next. Bernie Miklasz, Tom Ackerman, and me. We are going to talk about the Cardinals opening day roster, which has been set. That is next on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
This is a terrible story.
Doesn't sound like it.
Time now for today's Spotlight.